next 3 hours, you will be kissed by your favorite weekend takeover host, the educator, comedian Cornelius George, the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano, the soulful songstress Truth Hurts, the suspects are funny and dangerous, and your host, the undeniable, incredible, Gore, DJ Hershey. It's time for the Kiss Radio Show live on the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com.
It's time.
Gore, DJ Hershey, and ringleader. Break them off.
Y'all ain't ready.
Tick, boom.
What up, yo? Kiss Radio Show is here, back in the building once again. How y'all doing? Where y'all been? What's going on, Kiss Radio? How y'all doing, family?
It's doing great over here.
Oh, snap.
Oh, good.
Okay, all right. What's going on, world? Welcome back to the Kiss Radio Show here on the all-new Hot Noise Radio. I'm your boy, Core DJ Hershey.
I am the irreplaceable Vasir who did not forget her cue.
I am the sultry songstress, Truth Hurts.
Boom.
And your boy Cornelius George.
Cornelius George in the building. What's going on, y'all? This is the Kiss Radio Show here on the all-new Hot Noise Radio. Welcome back. It's Sunday, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
And we made it through a weekend. Cornelius and I had the man cave yesterday.
Dope. So much fun. Oh, let's do it again.
Yeah, we got to have
the ladies out.
Yeah, I mistakenly put forgot to put the message out.
Shameful.
Yeah, that's my story. That's what I'm gonna go with. But I'm glad y'all back.
I'm glad to be back.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I missed you guys.
I know, right? We missed y'all.
The energy.
Yeah.
Nothing happened yesterday.
Nothing.
Really?
Quiet time.
It was real quiet, you know.
Mm-hmm. Kumbaya.
Cornelius is so used to us being here. He sat in the same seat and there was nobody. I was watching on Instagram. He sat in the same seat. Like maybe they'll come home.
You don't want to. It's like a seated church. You sit where you always sit at.
What?
No matter who shows up.
No matter who shows up, this is.
I told you, Cornelius, he's a team player, boy. I tell you, he don't break script until you say cut.
That's it.
But you know what? Topic of the day. I want everybody to just kind of marinate on this because I'm thinking most of us are very knowledgeable in this question I'm about to bring out. Favorite cartoons back in the day. We're going to name them. You know, classics like Tom and Jerry.
Is you ain't my baby.
I'm saying.
Oh, wow. You went way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the great ones. So, we're going to pop them off throughout the day here at the Kiss Radio Show. And for those that are online and they see us, you know what? Chime in. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Yes.
And all of our individual social medias. We are in there doing that. So, that being said, let's just start off. Let's kick it off. I said Tom and Jerry. What about you, Vasir?
Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh,
what?
Josie and the Pussycats.
Why did I see that one coming?
What we trying to say, Hershey? What about you, Truth? What you got?
The Flintstones.
What's going on?
The Flintstones.
Okay.
Cornelius.
The classic Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I learned so much from
Bugs Bunny.
I think that's where I got my sarcasm from.
The
And-
ultimate pimp.
And my love for classical music.
Really?
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff over symphony. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
That's dope.
Mozart is my favorite.
Mozart.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Mozart? Is it the hair?
Nah, man, it's he was a thug. He was a symphonic thug. He really.
How you doing, Miss Parker?
Okay, so we come up with this thing. Clearly, I have several voices, and I don't know when I get into them; they just happen. So Hershey has a goal to name all of them.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
And that was Miss Parker?
That was Miss Parker.
I don't know how
You
it's
know,
going to happen.
Well, remember the last show? She got really excited, and then all of a sudden everything started changing.
Yeah, the tone of her voice.
Yes.
There was a reverence.
Right. So I called myself mimicking her at one point, and I ended up sounding like the Nutty Professor.
He sure did.
I said, "How you doing, Miss Pearly?"
How you doing, Miss Pearly?
I'm like, "Oh yeah, you know, I like you a lot. Maybe we should spend some time together."
I'm done with y'all. Right
That's the best line ever.
I'll be done with my classes real soon. So if you wouldn't mind.
That's the best line
This
ever.
is who I have to deal with. How we get from cartoons to this?
I know.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you think about it, Nutty Professor, he was kind of a cartoon himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other favorite cartoon, The Brown Hornet.
Oh, yes.
The
Skinny
Brown
legs,
Hornet.
big arms.
Yeah.
It was
uh-huh.
Bill Cosby.
Bill
Yeah.
Cosby, the Fat Albert Show. I mean, the Cosby.
Oh, I got one for
Fat
you.
Albert.
Remember, they
On that
stopped.
same lane.
Yeah, remember, they stopped everything they were doing and ran home to
Went
watch
home to watch The Brown Hornet.
Yo, MC Hammer before we knew it was MC Hammer. Plastic Man.
That was MC Hammer.
No, that was a
Yo,
Plastic Man was a
Plastic
white
Man
dude.
had the hammer glasses before we knew what the hammer shades were.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He had the gazelles on.
Yes, before we knew what they were. Plastic Man. He had moves.
Did he?
Yeah.
He could turn into a car?
I am Plastic Man. I got many moves.
On that note, you saw that, didn't you? Truth. She's still thinking about it.
Definitely thinking about it.
You could tell somebody missed being here yesterday.
Yes.
That was some kind of special right there. Y'all know what? On that note, some kind of special. Our featured artist is once again.
I can't deal with y'all today.
Our featured artist once again is Final Draft. This is all about you.
Yes.
This is the KISS Radio Show. I'm your boy Core DJ Hershey.
I'm the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano.
Your girl Truth Hurts.
And your boy Cornelius George.
Life makes more sense when I'm with you. Nobody else can make me feel like you do. And when you smile, it's like my world stops for you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. You changed my life. Without you even trying. Oh, that's the moment that I felt that you love me too. Some people search for a love they can't find. The type of love that you and I have is one of a kind. Sacrifice everything just for you. Yesterday, did I fell in love with you? It's all about you. 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 It's It's all about you.
What y'all think?
Love it. I love these guys anyway. I have a bit of a history with them to a degree.
Hold on.
Before their television debut,
man, let's be specific.
I worked with a ministry that brought them in for Mother's Day, and they did Mama. They turned it out. It's one of the mega ministries here in Atlanta, and it was just a completely different vibe, a completely different feel. They were so natural and so raw with their talent. And you can tell that people of all ages were so engaged, even if there were songs, because they did, I think, 3 songs. And there was one song that was a little older and might have been a little too old for some of them to remember, but people were responding to their gift and their talent. So I'm very excited to see them finally getting their due because these young men do work very, very hard. They are very talented.
Yes, they are. Final draft. They got some new music coming out, so we're gonna get some exclusives when they come out.
I'm looking forward to that.
Sounds like the indie artist format to me.
I think
looking forward to it.
I mean, I think we've been setting a standard about indie artists, which is long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I love it.
I'm just glad we're doing it.
Me too.
But you know what? It ain't about us anymore.
Nope.
It's not.
No.
Who's it about?
It's time for the front page.
Yes.
At this point,
It's the front page.
it's all about Vasir Soprano.
It is all about me and the front page news right here on Kiss Radio Show Live. And I gotta be honest with y'all. Front page is usually the first thing you see, or the big news in the neighborhood across the world and everything. But I'm gonna be a little selfish, a little bit. Front page news, personal front page news.
Okay. Y'all,
life is busy. It's busy during the week, and we only get a chance to be here on the weekends. I'm still working for that Saturday,
Yeah.
And just trying to relive and catch up with everything that's going on in the world. It's difficult I just got to be real. The front page news sometimes, because there's so much negativity.
Right.
It's crazy. It's coming at us from every aspect, from world news to local news. I mean, the neighboring states, from the children being shot in school to another gun incident happening, the things that are going on with 45 and the scandal with him. But it's hard. It really is hard. I did not realize how difficult it would be to report on the news without feeling all of this that's happening. So I'm at a place where I feel as though not necessarily right now, right here, but we all need to come together and pray for the world. I know that there's a lot going on and we don't have the answer to all of the issues, but it has to start somewhere. The conversation has to start somewhere, and not just conversation, but action. I was listening to Cornelius, and Cornelius, by the way, guys, has on YouTube a video, and it's about guns in school. And he got together with some fellow teachers and some students, and they put out, it's pretty much a PSA. It's acted out very well. You can tell that the kids are engaged, and it's very moving, very, very heartfelt. And it's just raw and real. And even though it was scripted, the unfortunate thing is the subject in which they're discussing when they were filming it, it happened before this recent shooting in the school, right? Where the gun went off.
Yeah. We filmed this before the last recent shooting, the last 2 recent shootings.
And it's sad because unfortunately it's life imitating art, but the fact that we have to be in this situation right now is scary. It's just one of many things that's going on across the world that needs to be addressed. It needs to be, there needs to be a resolution. There's one young lady in particular she's out there, she's standing up front. She's a young lady. And I'm so sorry, guys. My internet is not doing me any favors today. I was trying to find her name, but they were addressing her. Well, there was one gentleman, I use that term very loosely, that was running for a seat. And he was asked to step down by the Democrats and Republicans because he referred to the young lady, not her stance and her concern, because she was one of the students that had to run and hide when the 17 were killed. And she has a stance and a voice to speak about these things that are going on from her perspective and how her life has changed, how she has these abilities to do so many gifted and talented things. But now that perspective has changed because of what she has witnessed. And she's standing up and she's talking to members of Congress. She's standing up for everybody as a child and saying that what you guys are doing out here is BS. Well, someone that was running for a seat called her a skinhead lesbian.
What?
Yep. I read that article.
Called her a skinhead lesbian. It has nothing to do with what's going on today. It has with what her preference might be. She did come out and reveal what her sexual preference was. It has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Her name is Emma Gonzalez. And as they say, she is very fiercely outspoken. And I see great things happening for her in the future because she has a very clear view. She speaks very well. In fact, she was addressing a crowd. And y'all, I'm sorry, just I'm having some issues with my internet. But she was addressing a crowd. And what she did was so powerful because she named all of the victims of the 17 that were killed.
Yeah.
And then she stood in silence for the remaining time, the same time they had to be on lockdown during this time to demonstrate how long of a time that is that they had to deal with this.
Yeah, 6
for
minutes.
those who are surviving, who survived it. Exactly. So she's making very great strides, a powerful move. And I definitely want to give Emma Gonzalez a shout out for the stance that she's taking. She's a very powerful young lady, and I see great things for her in the future. Speaking of young ladies, this is my segue. This is a little different, but another powerful young lady who's finally getting her due. It's a little old school for us, a little reminiscent, but Roxanne Shante.
Okay. What'd she do?
Well, I mean, it's about her life. This Roxanne Shante story is being viewed on Netflix now. It's streaming on Netflix. Okay. And it's such a powerful story about, we don't get a chance to see. We don't get a chance to hear. We hear about, no disrespect to anyone, we hear about the Nicki Minaj's and we see them grow up in front of everyone because things are so different now. Exposure is so different now. But when it came down to like your yo-yos, Roxanne Shante, a real Roxanne, MC Lyte, the women back then who were actually the foundation for what hip hop is for women. Real hip hop for women. Make that clear. These women went through things in their lives. And this story for Roxanne Shante tells about her story. She started off as a child. She was like one of the first female MCs out there battling with dudes and killing them. Right. Killing them. And the story is so powerful. They have people like Nia Long, Mahershala Ali, newcomer Shantae Adams in this film as representation. It's going to be powerful. And if you really want to know about music, you got to dig deep down. You can't just go off the surface. Even the independent artists, these new artists, you can't just go off the surface of what you see today. Because yes, there's a lot of mimicking and imitation, but you got to get down to the foundation of where this came from, what the soul and the seed of the music was. And Roxanne Shante
did they talk about in the documentary about her getting her doctorate degree because the Rick Company had to pay for all her degrees?
Correct.
They talk about that in there.
They talk about many things. I haven't seen it yet.
That's gonna be good because I'm like,
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be doing it tonight.
And then finally, in personal front page news, Hershey and I are dating.
Did she just
boom? Wait a minute, I didn't see that front page.
That was front page news.
I told you it was gonna be personal.
Yes, we are.
With that being said.
How do you follow that?
And this has been Vassir's front page news.
Okay, yeah, very personal front page. On the all-new hotnoiseradio.com.
All new hotnoiseradio.com. And that was some hot noise. Don't go silent now. This is hot noise.
Hot Noise Radio.
Remember the meme that I posted in the group chat?
Yes.
Are you in the corner? What is this?
I'm not in the corner.
Which meme is this?
The astronaut with the pole.
With the pole.
Planting the flag.
And I don't know if you saw the very last one where there was one astronaut, he sucked the other nut.
The truth is, I still thought it was a joke.
No, it's very real.
Last week we talking about celibacy, and this week we talking about.
Hey, that's all we were talking about last week. That's all we were talking about. Yeah. I'm just saying. I just still think
it was a celibate week last week.
Yes, it was.
Celibate week.
I'm on your side, baby.
Now it's a cracking week.
We go from a celibate week
found
to
the
a
one,
front page.
You know what? This is going to be a great topic for Bassisms because, you know, when you found the one, you move on from the people of your past, whether you're male or female. You're supposed to move on from the people of your past, and you don't even wait until you've found the one to do that. You do that before. Excuse me. You clean all that out before.
Yeah.
You actually run into the one, and you know,
it's that cleansing
divine
period.
intervention is just that. But we're gonna talk about that. I got Bassisms coming up.
Did you get your Vassism?
I want to answer that.
Something happened.
And
Hershey is over there stuck. He just been stuck for the last 50 minutes.
I'm just trying to get you to move on because on the way we have more Does Hat coming up. Of course, we have Ain't That the Damn Truth right here on the Kiss Radio Show live on the all new HotNoiseRadio.com. I'm done.
Soulful songstress. Truth hurts. The suspects are funny and dangerous. And your host, the undeniable, incredible, Gore, DJ Hershey. It's time for the Kiss Radio Show live on the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com.
It's time.
Gore, DJ Hershey, and ringleader. Break 'em off.
Y'all ain't ready.
Welcome to the Kiss Radio Show.
Take me to the middle of the river and baptize me in you. Yeah, 'cause girl, I will deliver all the benefits and promises that I plan to show and prove. Baby, tell me how you wanna feel. I'll be mixing different combinations in the sheets. Different flavors make a better meal. Let me feed you on the summer, baby. Bon appetit. Kisses on your stomach, got you grinning, and I'm falling in it, Ain't no need to run. Come and get it. Tonight I'm gonna set it on fire. Take me to the river. Take me to the middle of the river and baptize me in you. Yeah, 'cause girl, I will deliver all the benefits and promises that I plan to show and prove. I'm just gonna confess and let it go, girl. Testify that you can lay your hands where you want. I wanna navigate my way around your river and love you like you never been loved before. Kisses on your stomach, got you grinning, yeah. And I'm falling in it, Ain't no need to run it. Come and get it. Tonight I'm gonna set it on fire. Take me to the river. Oh! Take me to the middle of the river and baptize me in you. Girl, I will deliver. Girl, I will. Baby girl, I will. Deliver all the benefits and promises I plan to show and prove. I plan to grow. Baby, tell me how you want me, how you want. I'll be mixing different combinations in the sheets. Different flavors make a better meal. Let me feed you on the summer, baby. I want to take me to the river. you realize.
Show you you're my number one. I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. I picture you and me in a field of blooming flowers. Roses, daisies, tulips, buttercups, whatever comes from April showers. I look at your eyes, looking into mine, and I don't wanna look away. I kiss your lips soft and slow. I cannot to rush this day away. Hey, I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. The breeze is blowing through your hair. You're like an angel with a halo so bright. Beautiful is an understatement to your description. You make me melt. I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. Makes me weak. Yours connected to my breast, cheek to cheek. You whispering words that my touch is sensual. Please let this fantasy become possible. I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. I wanna make love under the sun. I wanna show you you're my number one. under the sun, love under the sun, love under the sun, love.
Hey, give me a minute, man. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. My anxiety's kicking in over time. Got me feeling delusional as hell. Ego straight bruised like I'm taking a L. Yeah, baby, I think you meant to say something else. Baby, you didn't mean to tell me that you think it's best to leave. You didn't mean to say that this'll hurt you way more than it'll hurt me. Cause you know I came with the cliche. So all jokes aside, niggas don't play. Giving you another chance to say what the hell you really mean. Baby, what you mean? Ain't no more love. I tried everything, but you wanna give up. My whole world is tailor-made for you. You make me do for love what I never do again. Say less, yeah. Man, I don't wanna hear you apologize. No, cause you're sorry, don't get me back the time invested in you. I bet it all on you. What a loss. Apparently we didn't think this through. Cause baby, you didn't mean to tell me that you think it's best to leave. You didn't mean to say that this'll hurt you way more than it'll hurt me. Cause you know I came with the cliche. So all jokes aside, niggas don't play. Giving you another chance to say what the hell you really mean. Baby, what you mean? Ain't no more love. I tried everything, but you wanna give up. My whole world is tailor-made for you. You make me do for love what I'll never do again. For love, do for love,
All right. That was Jay Renee. Do It For Love. What y'all think about that?
Do it for love.
Do for love.
I like that little throwback.
Mellow. Would you love that?
Babe,
That's a throwback.
do for love.
Y'all not gonna start this.
You never
We're
gonna
not
do
doing
this.
this.
No, y'all see me over here smooching with my husband, giving him air kisses on the hair.
So we blame y'all. You started it.
Truth brought the love in the room.
They brought the real Vassism.
Yes,
Ooh, say that again like that.
the real Vassism.
That's what we're talking about. But you know what? Cornelius,
Yes.
it's time for the Dun Tap, bro.
Oh man, it's time to do that again.
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 Right.
All right, we're gonna start off with one of our own Killer Mike.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Killer Mike. I gotta go in on Killer
you
Mike.
said one of our own.
One of our own. Killer Mike did an interview with the NRA, and he said that he told his own children that if you protest during National Walkout Day, don't come back home, because he is such a supporter of the Second Amendment right. So here's the dude who loved the First Amendment right of protesting, but told his own children that if you protest gun violence, don't come back home that day.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really confused.
I am too. Was he trying to get attention? Or?
No, he's a member of the NRA.
You can be a member of the NRA, but stand for what's right. I mean, there's an issue.
Yeah, I agree with it.
And then for someone who speaks highly about standing for your rights and things done against other folks and stuff, like, how do you take away your children's rights to protest?
Well,
That's an oxymoron in his particular case.
Right.
Killer Mike gets the dunce hat.
Somebody's oxymoron.
Yes.
He gets the dunce hat.
Yo, get that.
I got that. What else you got?
The next up is a scientist who wanted to prove that the world was flat. And he discovered that the earth is really hard.
What?
Yes. He built a rocket, flew up in the space, and it didn't make it that far, and he crash landed and almost killed himself.
Oh, he was in the rocket.
Yes, he was in the rocket. He's like, I just want to go up and prove to people that the earth was flat.
So
he didn't study physics, though. He didn't study physics.
Apparently, right.
What goes up must come down. I don't think he thought that plan completely through.
I'm actually impressed that he built his own rocket and actually got in it.
I think he had a slingshot, like the
I
old
want to
Acme
know
slingshot.
how much it cost him. Because
it almost cost him his life. He paid an ass for it.
Yeah, he's a dunce.
I don't think he should call himself a scientist.
Yeah, mad scientist maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, depending on how much he spent, he could have invested in maybe increasing the range of a drone.
Yeah.
But he was in it.
He was in it.
That's the scary part.
He was like, I'm gonna see for myself.
That's a very expensive drone. Okay.
That is.
He's a dunce.
He's a dunce. There's a couple out in San Antonio that are now have been arrested because they poured hot grease on their daughter because she refused to marry an older man.
Wait.
Their 16-year-old daughter, they wanted her to marry an older gentleman in his 40s, and she refused, and so they poured grease on her.
The parents.
The parents did.
I heard of people becoming hot,
There you go.
hot as fish grease, but
But they were literally hot as fish grease. They were hot as fish grease.
She's been hanging around you
that's
too
a little
long.
too much.
That's really crazy.
So what did they expect to accomplish by pouring the
Hot grease.
hot grease on her?
Right. That was my next question.
She was going to change her mind?
I guess so. She should have married the man and left or something.
I guess they thought she was slick.
Have they been? Clearly, they've been arrested. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
they've been.
That is terrible, Hershey.
No, it's not. That's really good.
Oh, thank you.
That's really
I was
good.
working on that all day. But go ahead.
Oh, that one?
Yep.
Here's my favorite story, though. My condolences to the lady who went in for an acupuncture session, and she died from live bee stings. Yeah, she went to she went in like, "Ooh, we're gonna have the little live bee sting you," and she didn't know she was allergic. How the hell you 55 years old and know you was allergic to bees?
I've never been stung.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
you'd have to be stung maybe to know you're
Yeah,
allergic.
I've never
You
been
don't have to
stung.
be. You take an allergy test.
But I didn't think
I've never been
bees
stung.
had
I'm
anything
allergic
to
to
do with
shellfish. I'm not
acupuncture.
gonna go lay down and tell you to put shellfish on me. I'm not gonna do that.
But when did bees become a thing with
Acupuncture.
acupuncture?
I don't know. Who does that though?
Yeah, that's
Apparently
not
she does.
acupuncture.
She like, we're just gonna get these bees and we're gonna sting you.
Okay.
They stung the life out of her.
Clearly.
Shoot the doctor.
You're right. I was gonna say I don't know who gets the dunce hat.
The lady gets it because you didn't have to do that. That's stupid.
And
Well, I
then,
mean,
isn't there
that's-
like a questionnaire before you do that? Have you ever been stung by a bee? Are you allergic to bees? If someone's
Who
like,
goes-
I don't know, then you don't treat them. If that's your method.
But
Who goes to one that says on the menu, let me get the
Bee sting.
let me get the bee sting.
With the royal jelly.
Yeah, bee sting.
hey, Miss Parker.
The Vicks Vapor Rub and the bee sting. Let me get,
I
let me get the Vicks Vapor Rub
I missed
with the
nothing.
bee stings on there. Yeah, that's what I want. That's the menu item.
What were her other options? I would love to know.
Right.
Snake bites. Like, I don't want yeah, too.
We got scorpion stings.
Yeah, the venom not gonna hurt you.
Level.
You're right.
They couldn't quite get there.
The venom's not gonna hurt you.
Nah. Speaking of dumb people, everybody who is crying over the last white rhino dying,
What?
yeah, there's a lot of people crying upset because the last male white rhino has died.
It's the end of a species.
Yeah, but okay. There are 2 female white rhinos that he couldn't mate with because they love dark meat. Once you go black, I was like,
The world is changing. The
How
world is
sad
changing.
does your existence have to be to like realize you're the last white male rhino and the 2 white female rhinos?
Only white female rhinos.
Nah, I don't do white. No, we don't do white, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how did they reject them?
We don't want the white rhino. We don't want.
What kind of rhinos we talking?
Yeah, what kind of rhino? Yeah,
Oh, wow. Ba-doom boom.
what you working with?
What kind of rhino?
Yeah, what kind of rhino? Nope.
Y'all
They
are
don't deal with white.
crazy.
I'm like, wow.
Wow, so now
was
you
he
have
the
2
racist?
horny white rhinos.
Yeah,
No, they ain't horny. They with the black ones.
they with the black rhinos.
It was the male white rhino.
He
That,
said that proudly. They with the black rhino.
I mean, it's the white rhino male that was obviously
Yeah.
He's depressed.
That
Left
is
out.
sad.
Could you imagine?
It is actually sad,
It is.
Cornelius.
If you're the last
It's
people
the
on
end of
earth,
it, yeah.
I mean, but think about it, if you're the last people on earth, how ugly do you have to be to somebody for them to go, nah, I just rather us die off.
I mean, could they artificially inseminate?
Maybe he couldn't get. That's a good question. They couldn't artificially. Well, I mean, I know that we're asking you deeper questions than you'd like to find out.
I mean, just to keep the species
that's
going.
True.
I want to know, okay, they can't do that, but who's going to be the person to go
The
to the
people,
male
from,
rhino?
the people from Jackass,
Yeah, they would.
they did it to a horse
Yeah, I'm not doing
and drank
that.
it.
I'm not.
I mean, that's
doing
where
that?
Red
I don't
Bull
want that
come
job.
from.
I don't want that job. I don't want that job.
No
Goodbye
pun
her
intended.
to the corner.
I don't want that
No,
job.
I'm
at all.
serious. You've never seen the
I've done.
production of
What's
Red
the
Bull.
ingredients?
That's one of the ingredients.
Horse semen.
It's horse semen.
You're kidding me.
Somebody look this up now.
Well, why are you looking at me?
Somebody look this up now.
I got Google.
You
on speed
Google it.
dial.
I'm serious. That I used to be an avid fan until I found out how they made it.
Red Bull gives you horse hair.
Red Bull gives you something. If you look at the ladies right now, both of them on their computers like, this is some
Every
I'm not looking up no horse.
if you drink Red Bull and your man say them words, don't you tell him no more.
Does Red Bull contain semen or sperm for bull testicles?
Don't you tell him no. I don't do
No.
Say that again.
It says, does Red Bull contain semen or sperm from bull testicles? It says no. The taurine in Red Bull is produced synthetically to the highest quality standards and is not derived from animals.
The fact that they had to explain that lets me know somebody lying.
It was what?
It's taurine, a synthetically produced something at the
Where does
highest quality
taurine come from in
standards.
the first place?
Right.
Syndicate. Well, not syndicated. It was what's the word?
Synthetic.
Synthetic.
Might be,
Where'd they get the original formula from?
right.
Last one. Speaking of
Coming.
checking things out and coming.
Oh Lord.
These
Speaking of
segues, though.
it, speaking of it, there's a company in Europe and in the UK that is doing a new type of speed dating.
Oh,
It's called nude speed dating.
nude speed dating.
Nude speed dating.
That is an interesting concept.
It is. You just walk in, open up your coat. If you like
This
the
is me.
merchandise,
There are people in the United States getting arrested for flashing.
but
This
they
is
gotta-
UK. It's
This
different.
UK there. Speed dating.
It's interesting.
Maybe that's why the white rhino couldn't. They saw what he's working with.
Somebody dying.
I thought the theme song was Shake It Fast. Show what you got. That's the name of the company. Shake It Fast. Show what you're working with.
Shake it fast.
Show what you're working with. Okay, never mind.
And who's
Next.
supposed to respond to that?
Next.
Really, there's a market.
It's a market. People are
Apparently,
going to it.
they're coming
So
to
much for celibacy, huh?
So much for it.
it. Oh,
Well, in Europe.
Yeah, I better stop coming for me.
Oh. Hey.
touche. Yeah, baby.
Let's play on words.
High five.
Yo.
That's my girl.
Cornelia, should we just leave the room?
Yes.
No. Sign this.
Stop it.
This does not include.
Hey, behave.
In the
Behave.
building.
I am.
Black love.
I'm always on your side.
Behave.
Backside.
What else you got, Cornelius?
Oh, that's it for me.
Yeah.
All the hats.
Yeah, that's all the hats I got for today.
No more hats.
Oh, see, yeah.
I tried
thought
naked speed dating, and it was actually pretty amazing.
Naked speed dating.
They just get right to the point. Huh?
Hey, that's what you want.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Very popular. I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause I want somebody who's good looking, intelligent, good job. No, you don't. Let me see what you're working with.
Right.
Wow.
So wouldn't that
straight
be
in the
weird?
future, the point is, truth said.
I mean, what if it's?
You just can't go when it's cold outside if you're a guy. Just don't go when it's cold outside.
I'm just saying, it's kind of weird, right?
Put some Vicks Vapor Rub on it.
Yo, can we do a skit? How does that go?
How does that go? That's the skit there. Okay.
How does that go?
We're not doing no more skits because we
The skit got us.
Tell her.
Over there.
Hey, it was
right. That was real life.
that skit worked for me.
Exactly. We gotta watch what we skit up. Skit. Oh, that just gave me the wrong visual.
Oh.
I didn't need that visual.
Didn't want the visual at all.
I
That
don't
one.
want that visual at all.
You started talking about naked speed dating.
Naked speed
You
dating
opened the door.
That's not shooting up the club.
All these innuendos.
Depending on where they're at.
Hell, y'all must have did naked speed dating because
Well,
that was quick. That was just last week.
Naked speed dating is a surefire way to end your celibacy.
Oh, I bet.
it was,
You see.
Could you please stop using these firing and shooting references?
Okay,
I'm
go on.
just saying. We get your point.
I think that was the whole point of this topic.
Naked speed dating. Jesus, okay.
Naked speed dating. Thank you, Cornelius.
We're gonna do the skit.
Cornelius.
We're gonna do the skit. Naked speed dating.
That's gonna be hilarious. So,
Now without sound effects.
wow.
Who sang the song by My Nature Rising? Who sang that song?
I don't know.
There's a song in there, man. Somebody singing in that song. It's a lyric. My nature, making my nature rise.
So that was Dunce Hat for the day.
Let's give Cornelius a clap. He's always raised the bar every week here at the Dunce Hat.
And I'm pretty sure with the speed dating, the naked speed dating, there are a lot of isms to be experienced. And right here on Kiss Radio Live, we have Vass-isms.
Vass-ism.
Was it good for you?
Oh,
I'm just wondering.
snap.
Okay, so today's Vass-ism we brought up earlier about relationships and transitioning from relationship.
Oh,
And
transition.
leaving people in your past. So Truth and I were discussing something about an issue that I brought up that I witnessed about people not doing just that, leaving their past in their past, pretty much bringing up or bringing their old into their new life. Once you, my opinion, this is what a Vass-ism is. It's my opinion. In my opinion, first of all, you should first clear yourself of any energy from the person you were with or pursuing or whatever.
Right.
You have the obligation to do that for yourself, but also you have
Absolutely.
the obligation to move on with your life. So reposting, especially in this day and age of social media,
Right.
reposting or posting things about your ex once you're done with one another is a little childish.
Okay.
To a degree. So we were talking about different things that we have seen on social media, like people reaching back to kind of slash back at their exes. They're no longer in their life. And how do you feel about that?
I have this thing let me say this before we get started. I think everybody needs a Vass-ism. I like how you
I agree with you.
comment on things, Vass, because
They're very powerful.
Absolutely. And your words are very powerful.
Thank you.
And you're coming from a good space and place because you spent the time with yourself.
That's right.
Did your celibacy. You had your moment with self. And I believe every woman needs that. And man, I can only speak from a woman's
It's
point of
very
view, but
cleansing.
I agree.
It's very cleansing. I did it before myself, before being married again.
It brings
because
clarity.
This was my second marriage, and clarity is key in knowing yourself and becoming a whole, as we talked about last week, a whole circle to fit on top of another whole circle instead of two halves trying to make a whole. And a lot of times it takes filtering out all that negativity or all of those feelings and emotions that arise from that previous relationship or whatever that person did to make you feel you had to walk away from the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Those things have to be filtered out over time. And when I say filtered out, I mean leaving them where they are, leaving them in the past and not speaking on them. And especially when you're a certain age, when you dang near 40, dang near 50, dang near 60, it really is time for you to look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
When you're from relationship to relationship or marriage to marriage, stop, take a look, and think about your actions.
It's an internal issue.
Going forward. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They're obviously an internal issue. And that's what I don't like about a lot of people. They like to look at the partner and say, you did this, you did this, you did this, and never once look in the mirror.
That's right.
When that's maturity.
Yeah.
Looking in the mirror. And
usually when situations like that in relationships, when they break up, it's the lack of maturity that made it break up in the first place.
Absolutely.
So why are you continuing
the immaturity?
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. And not only the immaturity, to Truth's point, when you are in any relationship, even with business, when you're in any relationship, it's supposed to be a place of growth. But before you can grow or pull anybody else up, you have to be at a place yourself. And that's what, again, where that clarity comes into play. When you're doing business, and let's get the business into the relationship. When you're doing business, if it's effective business, you usually have a plan. You usually have a process. You sat and you spent time and you thought about what you need to do to execute each step to get to your goal. Right. It's the same thing in relationships. And if you haven't spent the time with yourself to develop properly who you are, what it is you're trying to accomplish, what is your goal outside of another person. Right. When you get into a relationship, all of these ills and issues that you have personally, you're going to not only bring your issue, you bring your issues with somebody else's issues. And if they haven't spent time with themselves, they really, really can't fit with you. And then you have that bumping of the heads, the clashing of the spirits is what it really is. Because if you haven't cleansed yourself, that person hasn't cleansed, you haven't even investigated whether that person has spent time to cleanse themselves.
Right, exactly.
You just move right into it. And it's like you have this constant conflict and confrontation, and it matures into an immature situation.
Right.
My uncle used to have a saying, if you break up with everybody for the same reason, it's not them. It's you.
Yeah.
It's you. And if you use social media to try to make someone else look bad, then you really are the problem.
Yes.
Like, take the high road. I mean, show that better self. Go talk to your friend you got to in private. That's not the place for you to put your personal business out.
Absolutely.
It's not.
Personal or professional.
Because somebody's going to look at you and go, okay, I see why y'all relationship didn't work out. It's because you still ain't looking at yourself. You're hurt still. I don't want you to know how he is or how she is. No.
Right.
And to be quite honest with you, what business is it of anyone else?
Exactly.
Because your experience with somebody might be completely different because of who you are as a person.
Exactly.
They can roll over to the next person and have an absolutely amazing time with that person.
Unless you date Nick Gordon.
He got you.
That was an incredible statement.
Well, the other thing is when people do certain things like that, it's not about cleansing. It's not about trying to find closure. It's about getting attention at that point.
There you go.
They start looking for that that support group or people to kind of,
Kumbaya
I'm the victim.
Which better says that you weren't mature enough to be in the relationship to begin with. While you're pointing the finger at this other person, you should just as well be pointing the finger because you chose to say yes to that person or I do to that person. Y'all chose to say it to one another. And when y'all had those very intimate moments, the rest of the world wasn't involved. So why should you involve everyone else after it's over and you have your opinions about that person?
And then another thing is, and again, I always do the business, friendship, family, relationship, whatever it is, whatever the relationship is, to your point. There's some bitterness carried there when you get on social media to try to downgrade someone.
Yeah.
And then you're not processing properly because if it's an issue, and I don't care how much you claim God or whatever creator you claim, whatever name you give your creator, that is not a spirit of growth, positivity, love when you get off and you do something like that. You can have a bad experience at a restaurant. That's a place for consumers, a place that has a particular type of responsibility. If you have a bad experience, bad food, whatever, you want to get online, there are reviews for that. But when it comes down to your personal life and your business and what's going on in your family, to get on social media and blast like that, it shows there's a place that you need to be healed. Because conversations like that, truly, if you are spiritually centered, you know to go to your private place, your prayer closet, whatever you want to call it, wash that stuff out your spirit and keep it moving, because you throwing logs on the fire. People oftentimes aren't even paying you any attention. Right. You just putting yourself out there looking crazy.
You're talking in a mature mind, though, and not everybody is at that point in life. Right. And I guess that's one of the real sad parts is that they don't realize that, but they claim it.
Oh, that's true.
Which is hilarious. So once they get that support group, and then you also got to understand, in order for them to get their support group, they have to tell their side of the story to get that understanding of what's going on. They don't know the full truth or how it actually went down. So I could tell you all day that I was the best thing since pancakes was, Prince. Since pancakes were created. But you won't find that out until you have your experience with me.
That's correct.
And then they're going to look out. It's like, well, I like French toast anyway, so keep it moving.
And that's another thing, too, when you're sharing in the relationship space, if you're sharing the negative things that happen in your relationship with your family, you have to understand you might move on to a place of forgiveness with your partner, but your family is still looking at that somebody that hurt the person they love, and they will carry that seed. So you have to be mindful of the information that you release, even to the other people that you love. I mean, if you're in danger, open your mouth and say something. But as far as growing pains and things of that nature, that's going to happen in a relationship. And the ultimate show and understanding is that a person's character. If people know the character of a person, and it's usually a good character, or they're helpful, or they're just very, very courteous, they may not know your intimate interactions with that person, but the chances are people who do know that person are going to go, you know what? That doesn't even sound like the person that I know. I know this has been my interactions with that person. Perhaps them and whoever's doing the griping just had a bad experience. That bad experience is not chalk up to that person's lifetime character or how they interact with anybody else. So again, sowing those bad seeds like that, you reap what you sow.
I think they should have an app for that.
For what?
An app for what?
To kind of determine if they were hurt individuals. You know how you could put your phone up and then it can detect
the Bruce Leroy glow.
Yeah. Exactly.
I have to see if people are hurt.
If they got an aura, if there's a red aura around them, you want to walk away.
Like, look here, baby, you look real
I think we need to come up with that.
I got to skip. I got to skip.
Exactly what it is.
You in the club. You walk up to
we reenacting this?
I'm doing it real quick.
Okay.
You walk up to somebody and you're like, dang, baby, I think you're beautiful. Okay, I'm going to do a guy. Okay, I'm going to be the guy talking to a girl. Baby, I think you're beautiful. But before you give me your number, just put your finger right here. There's like a little meter on the phone that registers their aura.
Now, look, the thing is, I'm saying, but my mind went totally left field.
Yeah.
Put your finger right here.
No, just finger right here.
This.
Who is the perfect person for you? Like you have an app to say, I'm looking for this right here, and then you just scan the room. Who has that?
Exactly. That's
looking
what I'm
for
looking
love
for.
For one night. Okay.
In all the wrong places.
Person. I mean, at least you be honest. Okay, they got
the next level.
Speaking of, you know what? Thank you, Vasir, for your fascisms.
Thank you. Was it good for you?
Always.
Was it good for y'all?
Because I can't. You know what? We have too much information.
It's just way. Yeah. It's.
Hey, you throw, and I'm throwing it back.
Mm-mm.
You know what? Thank y'all. Thank you, Vasir. I'm throwing it back. This is the KISS Radio Show here on the Hot Noise Radio, the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com. I'm your boy, Core DJ Hershey.
I'm the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano.
Mm-hmm. Your girl, Truth Hurts.
And I'm Canadian George.
And we're going to go through some music. We'll be right back.
Shameful.
Damn.
Bye. Songs interest. Truth hurts.
The suspects are funny and dangerous.
And your host, the undeniable, incredible, Gore, DJ Hershey.
It's time
for the Kiss Radio Show live on the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com.
It's time.
Gore, DJ Hershey,
and ringleader.
Break 'em off.
Y'all ain't ready.
Tick, boom.
Welcome to the Kiss Radio Show.
Don't get mad at me. I don't love him, I fuck him. I don't chase him, I duck him. I replace him with another one. Had to see, she keep calling me Jay and my name NG. Keep singing my hits. No progress if you don't take risks. I'm the light man when I wave my wrist. Trail, you don't want smoke. Boy, the hype man couldn't take my spliff. Chain still busting. I cheer hustling. Still duck a pig, ain't nothing to a Muslim. Everybody murdered, ain't kill nothing. I'm all I could be, but the game's still hunting. Preaching out, but they never feel for me. I know the game's evil, but it's still stunning. I can hear my granny in the church still humming. You done around and gave a real money. Gone.
I woke up this morning and I'm still a I do what I wanna. I see what I want and I get it. I'm very important. Sexy, smart, and independent. I don't really got a limit. All I really do is spin it. My life is like a fairy tale. My chariot got 400 horses on custom wheels. Fairy godmother name is Chanel. Don't get your man caught in this carousel. Come with me, I'll show you amazing things. Come one, come all, and be amazed. Be amazed. Don't I look so dazzling? Don't I make it look so dazzling? Ain't my eyes so dazzling? Ain't my wrist so dazzling? Don't it look so dazzling? Don't I look so dazzling? Oh, baby, ain't my life so dazzling? Oh, yeah, so dazzling. As soon as I walk in the spot, it get lit. Them ladies don't like me, but I cannot help that your man on my neck. And when it comes to the fashion, slay them hoes like a dragon. You like it, leave a caption. Or hate me with a passion. Cause my life is like a fairy tale. My chariot got 400 horses on custom wheels. Fairy godmother name is Chanel. Don't get your man caught in this carousel. Come with me, I'll show you amazing things. Come one, come all, and be amazed. Be amazed. Don't I look so dazzling? Don't I make it look so dazzling? Ain't my eyes so dazzling? Ain't my wrist so dazzling? Don't it look so dazzling? Don't I look so dazzling? Oh, baby, ain't my life so dazzling? Oh, yeah, so dazzling.
Raindrops fall like the Amigos. In the back of my mind, I ain't trying to shoot all these free throws. I'm like Shaq in his prime, gangster, not a win. You're not a sin. Nice shoes, but your pocketbook seems to have a lot of lint. Hot meat, damn what you driving in. And you look like a model, and I'm just trying to make you fly. Cause you know what I want, U-N-I-T-Y. And I use the term loosely. All you want to do is buy Gucci or Birkin bag of that Louis.
Come with me, I'll show you amazing things. Come one, come all, and be amazed. Be amazed. Don't I look so dazzling? Don't I make it look so dazzling? Ain't my eyes so dazzling? Ain't my wrist so dazzling? Don't it look so dazzling? Don't I look so dazzling? Oh, baby, ain't my life so dazzling? Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. so desolate.
Thinking about how it went down. Now I can't go to sleep. We never had a fight in this house. We just moved in about 3 weeks. Trying to figure out how it all started. A stupid reason it must have been. We're in this bed, but there ain't no touching. I hate this.
Every now and then
we
have an argument.
She
knows just what to say.
To press my buttons to get me to cussing. It don't take nothing.
When we first met,
said that we were never gonna
let
what we fought about the night before.
meet us in the morning.
Said I gotta keep that promise. So hey baby,
I really messed up this time.
This time.
Wish I could take back what I said.
What I said.
I gotta fix this tonight.
Baby, we can go to bed, man.
I need to swallow my pride.
My
Push up the crown on my head. Sometimes it's healthy to fight.
'Cause darling, we can go to bed, man. She told me she was sorry too. Then she grabbed my face and we started kissing. Before you knew it, we was in our groove. Like there ain't no better love making than that. Especially right after you married. I swear it is the best you'll ever have. If you in a relationship,
Every now and then
you
have an argument.
have an argument or
She
two.
knows just what to say.
To press your buttons to get you to cussing. It won't take nothing.
When we first met,
Said that we were never gonna
let
what we fought about the night before.
meet us in the morning.
Said I gotta keep that promise. So baby,
I really messed up this time.
This
Wish I
time.
could take back what I said.
What I
I
said,
gotta
baby,
fix this tonight.
baby, we can go to bed, man.
I need to swallow my pride. Push up the crown on my head. Sometimes it's healthy to fight.
But darling, we can go to bed mad at each other, one way or another. We always gotta work it out. You never gotta wonder, girl, I really love you, no matter what we fight about. Sometimes I pick a fight with you,
so that
we can make out, but this time is a little different. Yes, it is. I'm doing what I gotta do to fix it. Yeah.
I really messed up this time. Wish I could take back what I said. I gotta fix this tonight.
We gotta fix it 'cause you're my message. I've been waiting so long just to have this moment, time to go home. And when I'm done, they gon' be chanting my name, my name, my name, my name. I've been waiting so long just to have this moment, time to go home. But when I'm done, they gon' be chanting my name, my name, my name, my name. Yeah, I'm about to go off, about to run the numbers up and set the beat off. About to shut the critics up with all the key talk. I see you with you looking, you're about to keep on. Ain't nobody gonna bring it like me. So cut the heat hard, about to bang bang, all on your tail, and you the memo. About to run it up, turn it up when this what you saw.
dabbing. I'm a savage, so come get you some. Take it right to the hole, cause I'm mean. Take off on my opponent. I got wings. Put me on the phone, cause I'm king. Me and the team working so hard, we need rings. I've been waiting so long just to have this moment, time to go on. And when I'm done, they gon' be chanting my name. I've been waiting so long just to have this moment, time to go home. And when I'm done, they gon' be chanting my name. Yeah, about to heat up, Leo, right where you lay, couldn't keep up. About to mix it up, run it up, and make it hero. So rookie come bow at my feet like I'm Pinto. I've been working so hard for this day. So when we meet up, do you up, school you up, it's time to teach us. Spin move, look what I've done. Would wanna be up. I was there next second, I'm gone. Like partner, see ya. Take it right to the hole, cause I'm mean. Take off on my opponent. I got wings. Put me on the phone, cause I'm king. Me and the team working so hard, we need rings. I've been waiting so long just to have this moment, time to go on. And when I'm done, they gon' be chanting my name. I've been waiting so long just to have this moment, time to go home. And when I'm done, they gon' be chanting my name.
All right. Welcome back to the Kiss Radio Show. I'm your boy, Core DJ Hershey.
I am the irreplaceable Vassir Serrano. Here you go, True Coats.
It's George.
And we are back in the building. What's going on, y'all?
What's good?
Hey, back to the topic of the day.
Yes.
I was talking about old school cartoons, right?
Yeah.
And what was my first cartoon? What did I say?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Yeah. So Tom and Jerry. What do you think about the cartoons going into movies now? You know, with comic books and everything. And I think it's a good segue we're going to talk into. But how do you feel about these comic books being turned into real-time movies?
I mean, I'm good with it. I think that, you know, there was a time when kids' imaginations were so wild and so colorful anyway, and then they would come to life off in the pages of comic books. And nowadays, I don't think kids read as much anymore, or they're not as they don't have, I'm going to use this, the Disney perspective. Like their imagination is not as I think grand as it once was because of everything that's been infiltrated into their minds. Their mindsets are a lot different and a lot more mature and everything. But seeing this development of these characters coming off the page, like with the Black Panther especially. I mean, I've been a Marvel fan for a long time. I watch cartoons and I still binge watch cartoons. Like a lot of people don't know that Mystique is actually Nightcrawler's mom, and she's the adoptive mother of Rogue. I get into that stuff that deep, but you don't see that develop in the movies. But like with the Black Panther, you start learning more about Wakanda, and a lot of people didn't realize that existed before it ever came to the movies, and nobody invested in the knowledge of finding out more about the Black Panther before they started bringing him forward, like in the movie roles and things of nature. But he already has a history.
But speaking of Wakanda, I don't know about y'all, but I think it's real. I mean, just think about it.
But a different name?
Yeah, you know, to protect the innocent. Because I mean, there in almost every movie there is some element of reality. Yes. So I'm just thinking about, what are they not telling us? I want a spaceship.
I mean, I'm sure that's where it goes. I'm pretty sure there are some beautiful places in the world, probably untouched. I know that there was an Aborigine tribe at one particular time that was untouched, and I'm pretty sure there are more areas out there that are inhabitable and are growing under their own socio-economic system, if you will, that hasn't been infiltrated by Western society. And I think that there are some places that have been infiltrated by Western society, and had it not been for that infiltration, they would have gotten the opportunity to build and grow the way we see Wakanda. And I know that might be
every society in the world
get a chance to grow like that.
I mean, if you look at Europe, colonized everything: India, Australia, Africa. North America, South America. If they didn't do that, every society would have been able to do that. And National Geographic did an article about 2 weeks ago where they actually said their articles in their magazine are part to blame for how people see the world. Because when they went to different culture, they called them savages.
Right.
And so they were like, we got to acknowledge our racist past for us to move forward. So they are starting to acknowledge, hey, this is what we done to help hurt the world because we wanted people to see other cultures as savages. And they went in and said, if you didn't assimilate to what we were doing, you were a savage.
Right.
So by them doing that across the world, that's the issue that we have now.
Colonizers.
Yeah. The thing I like about the movie Black Panther was that you saw when Black Panther said, we could have went and helped. When Killmonger said, we should have went and helped. It's the same thing when we learn, and my students are learning now about South Africa and apartheid. Same things that went on there went over here in America. So I told my students, you see, similarity with the whites only, see the similarities. Neither side saying, we're going to the same, let's help. They divided and conquered, and that's what it was. They divided people with melanin and said, y'all are different. When we're not, we're all the same. So we got to start teaching our kids this. So it's awesome for me. The movie is so I can get my students to understand, I know this is how we have to give back to our community. We have to do a better job of giving back to our community. We have to do a better job of giving back to our HBCUs, things to help get us to where we are. We got to do a better job of it.
Now, with the movie in itself, don't you feel that well, I mean, it's obvious for most, but don't you feel that it gave you back that sense of pride in self? Because there was a lot of it wasn't even undertone messages throughout all that entire movie that kind of brought you to speed. Like, you know what, we always thought that way. However, some of us don't live that way.
I didn't want Killmonger to die. I was hurt. I felt him. I was like, yes.
I didn't want him to die.
I didn't want him to die. You know, so I was like, I didn't want him to die.
I kind of did not want him to die. I wanted to see a different outcome, and who's to say that the outcome that I wanted to see doesn't exactly exist? Because they didn't show him being buried.
They did not.
Buried, and so I was thinking
he asked
something
not to be buried.
He did. He might have asked.
He did.
He said, throw me in the sea like my ancestors who knew that death is better than oppression.
Understood, but I'm just saying that the way that they developed the movie, that it still leaves a possibility that they could have, I'm not saying they did. I just would have liked to have seen him, they embrace that brotherly love and start really learning about Wakanda from the Beauty and Witch, T'Challa learned.
They could team up and become
powerful. And kill some of the rage that was in him. Yeah. But I wanted to see a lot more done with that. But to the point of the messaging, and I know we're kind of stretching because you did ask about the comic books being placed in movies.
No,
and this is a really good topic. Some of the messaging I thought was amazing in the movie. And I guess I have a poetic spirit. So I saw certain things that I wasn't necessarily looking at the characters or what was going on in the movie. I was kind of looking past that. Like the rhinos blew my mind because they were these massive beasts trained for war. And in their mindset, as awesome as they were kept in these little sticks of pins. If you look at it, like they could charge those pins at any time. It was sticks in comparison to their size. They were amazing.
But that's the same thing.
Their mentality.
The elephants are kept with a chain around their ankle and a stick in the ground because you train a person up as a child that, okay, you can't do this right here. It's learned helplessness.
Yes.
Right.
So you can break free, but you can't. The same thing we need to do. Our mentality. You
my
can break
point.
Free from certain things, but
my point. That's how amazing that
but
was.
They were black
to me.
rhinos.
Oh, here we go.
They were black rhinos.
Here he goes.
Here we go. Are you trying to say the white rhinos would have set themselves free?
They would have just took in charge everything they want.
I mean, the white rhinos.
No, the white rhinos would have written a letter.
No, but it's funny because if you ask a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my white colleagues, they were talking about the white rhinos. But you ask the black teachers, they just thought all rhinos were gray.
Wow. So how did they become white?
You know how they became white.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You know how they became white.
I think Truth looked at you too. It was like simultaneous.
I'm asking a question.
No one.
This is the first thing that came up.
They're all great, but they wanted white rhino, the black rhino.
I mean, the same way you have albino horses or albino apes or albino cats or albino dogs. I mean, it's just something that happens genetically with them, I guess. You're hilarious. So back to the messaging part of the Black Panther.
So again, all that being said, y'all agree with me, Wakanda is real.
I think certain aspects, I think there are certain untapped resources and metals that are there. It's like a lot of the metal in the cell phones that they use are from certain countries in Africa. So it's a lot of resources there. Natural resources there.
The beauty was breathtaking.
Yeah.
The beauty
I think everything is pointing back to Africa now, even musically. I was telling my good friend here that's in the room with us right now, Amma.
Hey, good friend.
I was telling her, like, before I left to go to Europe, and the amount of time I was gone to Europe, from that time to now, since I've come back to Atlanta, it is heavily colonized by African people.
Yeah.
Clubs, everything. It's just a whole different vibe here now. And I think everything is kind of just getting back to that gradually, which is where it belongs.
It's mindset.
Yeah. And the mindset.
And the growth. And when people finally come to the realization of who they are, they, I guess, in a sense, take back their power. Because it's easy to submit to someone who's telling you, this is what you have to think. This is how you have to live. This is what you have to eat. To your friend's point about the fruit, we talked about the fruit in Africa, how it doesn't need pesticides and the crops are still, flourishing and everything. Why is it that we need it here? So again, that mindset and things, the seeds that are planted within us to believe and think and process a certain way. Once a person becomes aware of who they truly are, freedom sets in and boundaries are broken.
Right. What do you
and
think
so we're
about,
taking things back.
Well, that's a good point. What you were talking about why pesticides and stuff are needed here versus Africa. So if you think about all of the things that happen on the grounds here in the U.S.,
there you go.
I mean, just the wars alone,
the blood,
yes, and all of that. That's why it's needed. But then again, it's I don't want to say false advertisement, but it is a Jedi mind trick, if you will. Pesticides are good. It's supposed to, help you with your growth and all of that stuff. And then we believe that. And then if you think about it, and this is hilarious to me, some of us that are in our age range, when we were growing up, there were a lot of stuff that we were kind of naturally immune to. So you would fall down, heal, and you didn't have to worry about 16 other things that happened to you.
That's true.
And we had playgrounds that were made out of steel and concrete.
Got some scars from that merry-go-round.
You failed, you got up, but now they got rubber chips. And then most of the kids now are so fragile, and it dumbfounds me. But it's in the build. Like I forgot the gentleman's name, but it's a college student. He was playing basketball. He was a killer ball player. He dunked, came down, and his foreleg
came out,
broke. Like it was a piece. It was brittle. So you just think about.
Demonstrating what the leg did.
That's what the leg. And I'm quite sure he jumped just like that, a little bit more. But it's just kind of like you think about how we're raising these kids and the stuff that we have today. It's how do we change that? How do we change that? Are we just we just accept it to whatever they give us?
But a lot of stuff they had back in the day we were growing up was bad for our community, and they only put it in our community, like asbestos and lead. That stuff was mostly in the minority
homes.
So it was designed to have you, impacted by this stuff. So you look at, we survived it, but how did we survive it when it was always bad? And they knew it was always bad. They knew it was always bad. And they only put it in our communities.
Yeah, we sitting there talking about this and good times is playing in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the concrete jungle.
I survived
just looking out of the window.
She always trying to find
watching the asphalt grow.
You see the segue.
You see it.
Whatever.
Wait till karaoke.
Oh no.
Oh, you coming out there? I survived on honey buns and chocolate milk.
We all did.
Not you.
Government cheese.
Not
Sound
you.
like my mama.
Government cheese.
They putting something else in that stuff now. So
with
it's
that
not
wax
just honey
around
buns,
it.
You
it's
had
not
powdered
good.
milk.
Okay, back then.
Powder milk.
Yeah, back then.
Back
Powdered
then.
milk.
Now
Right,
they
it
got
was
these.
just honey buns.
Right. Now they got these jumbo.
Everything is
Everything
jumbo.
is jumbo.
Yeah, what they putting in the jumbo bun. It's bun day.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. But Cornelius, you were right. Those grilled cheese sandwiches from that
They
government
were
cheese. Woof.
Speaking of grilled cheese sandwich,
Why you look at me like that?
so I
It must
got
look like a grilled cheese sandwich.
I wasn't thinking that way, but thank you, Truth. Now I am. I got a very good recipe for a amazing grilled cheese sandwich recently.
Do tell.
There's a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich.
There's a couple of recipes.
Some of
So
them have no time. I mean, they got no life at all. Bread, cheese, skillet.
Butter.
parquet.
Microwave. Oven.
Microwave.
Wait.
I mean, toaster. It don't matter. What kind of recipe do you really need for grilled cheese?
Let's see, like
So-
the gourmet grilled
Oh,
cheese.
really?
Gourmet
Kraft,
grilled cheese.
Kroger brand. Don't matter. Cheese.
So I'm gonna give you the recipe, and I challenge you all to go home and try this. All right, Hawaiian Island bread. You see, the eyebrows already
Are
went
you
up.
talking about the King Hawaiian
The
bread?
King Hawaiian
Sweet roll.
sweet roll.
The sliced
They
ones.
got a loaf, and this comes in slices.
A loaf of sweet bread.
Get you maybe 2 or 3 different cheeses.
I'm getting hungry.
See,
You.
it's working already.
2 to 3 different types of cheese. Kraft, Kroger brand,
Velveeta.
imitation.
This is the longest recipe in history.
It is. It make your mouth water. Make your mouth water. And then you put pepperoni in between the
That
cheese.
is not a grilled cheese. That
It
is
is.
a grilled pork and cheese.
You know, Truth does not eat.
You don't eat
That's
pepperoni?
not good.
It's delicious.
Well, you know,
It's not
put your
eating.
favorite something
Put your
or other
favorite
in
meat in
between the
between.
cheese.
He said tofu.
Tofu.
We're getting away from the grilled cheese, though.
No, it's all the same recipe.
So
little-
add meat to the grilled cheese.
Just
Make
little
it better.
twist.
Little twist. And you know what? I personally, when I make my grilled cheese, I put a little cinnamon in the butter for the bread. Just to get a little. Just a little.
That sounds like confusion. I don't know about
Mm-mm.
that. Hershey.
Who has cinnamon toast bread?
This
Who-
dude right here.
That, okay.
I love it.
Vass, I don't think you want him to cook for you, do you?
Hey, I can get down in the kitchen. This is my personal, you know
Who do
what?
you think made the grilled cheese sandwich? That'd be me.
Dun dun dun.
It's all the reveals today. Y'all miss all the
This
reveals.
reveals today. That's all it is.
So many reveals. Too many we can't.
That
You
grilled
ain't telling
cheese
about that
sandwich
tomato
was
biscuit.
amazing.
The tomato bisque was the bomb.
Tomato biscuit was the bomb when you dip the sandwich in it.
Some people. I was not expecting this grilled cheese conversation to happen. Y'all, I'm just
We
saying.
weren't expecting
Oh, way off
any
there.
of
the
this.
whole show.
Just might as well get it out of the way now so there are no questions later.
No question.
You did that.
They'd be like,
You did that.
hey, Cornelius, did you see that? I thought I wasn't sure I saw that. Did you see it? Did you see the way he looked? Did you hear what they? Do you know they was there together?
What y'all talking about?
She cleared the air before y'all could
Clear
even
the air before.
get a whiff of air. She just cleared it.
Before you came up. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. Never mind. So thank you for the recipe. Now I'm hungry. This is the Kiss Radio Show on the all new Hot Noise Radio. I'm your boy Core DJ Hershey.
I am the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano.
This is your girl, Truth Hurts.
And this is your boy Cornelius George, who's lost today.
Blame it on him.
And we're about to go get grilled cheese sandwich. We'll be back.
Felt much better when it was a lie. At least you tried to make me smile. Desert, heart torn from its paradise. This is things fade in time. Chasing a feeling that we used to know. Driving in circles on a one-way road. No comfort in this comfort us. No more truth in these lies. And I wonder if love's wonder knows that I can see through what it's trying to hide. It feels like I'm just here. This is not a home. You don't even care that I'm in this love alone. It feels like I'm just here. This is not a home. You don't even care that I'm in this love alone. Sometimes it feels like I'm living with a stranger. Even your kiss leave me cold. Walking this thin line only leads to danger. Holding on tight to let go. Chasing a feeling that we used to know. Driving in circles on a one-way road. No comfort in this comfort us. No more truth in these lies. And I wonder if love's wonder knows that I can see through what it's trying to hide. It's like I'm just here. This is not a home. You don't even care in this love alone. It feels like I'm just here. This is not a home. You don't even care in this love alone. Chasing a feeling that we used to know. Driving in circles on no comfort in this comfort us. No truth in these lies. And I wonder if love's wonder knows that I can see through what it's trying to hide. It's like I'm just here. This is not a home. You don't even care in this love alone. It feels like I'm just here. This is not a home. You don't even care in this love alone. It's like I'm just here. This house is not a home. You don't even care that I'm in this love alone. It feels like I'm just here. This house is not a home. You don't even care that I'm in this love alone.
I love the girl, them, that's all I know. Cock up the girl, make them ball like wow. I love the girl, them, that's all I know. Cock up the girl, make them ball like wow. Oh yes, strictly nookie, me request from them girl, I'm so clean, not no less, I'm blessed. Oh yes, strictly nookie, me request from the thoughts them. Yo, all over the world, I know yes. Strictly nookie, me request from the girl, I'm so clean, not no less, I'm blessed. Oh yes, strictly nookie, me request from the girl, I'm so clean, not no less. Let's get it over over it. No time to lecture. Girl, I'm not the average. Get down, you see I'm much better. The man let you scream when I bring you under pressure. Woman, I put it in now. Tell me what you prefer. Fuck you on the bed, you like. Put you on the dresser in the shower. Pull the curtain down. Girl, I wet you up. You and your friends been planning, but now I set you up. Alright, we got judgment, you want me get up. Oh yes, flipping up, me regress. From the girl, them was so clean, not no less. I'm blessed, oh yes. Flipping up, me regress. From the gods, them all over the world, they know, yes. Flipping up, me regress. From the girls, them was so clean, not no less. Perfect, I'm blessed. Flipping up, me regress. From the girls, them. Pretty black man, God send them say. Yo, me I look you from when them say. Calling on me or your friend them say. After tonight, woman, what you gonna tell them say? Damn, I'm gonna pass it. Sweating your vagina, yes, I'm gonna pack it. Okay, woman, you're so beautiful, good looking. Damn, take a look again, Kalonji, you're looking. Damn, I tell you, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, I'm so clean, no less. Bless, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the all of the girls, them, all of the people, them, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, I'm so clean, no less. Perfect, I'm blessed. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, them, all over the world, and you want the loving girl. I give you proper, yeah. I'm your man for life. You don't need another, yeah. Okay, all the day of my life, I'm gonna be laying on top of you. So you want the loving girl, there's no one stopping you. Yes, speaking of me regress. From the girls, that was so clean, no less. I'm blessed, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, all over the world, then give me the girls, them, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, that was so clean, no less. Blessed, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. Let's get it over it. No time to lecture. Girl, I'm not the average. Get down, you see I'm much better. The man let you scream when I bring you under pressure. Woman, I put it in now. Tell me what you prefer. Fuck you on the bed, you like. Put you on the dresser in the shower. Pull the curtain down. Girl, I wet you up. You and your friends been planning, but now I set you up. Alright, we got judgment, you want me get up. Oh yes. You can look me regress. From the girl, them was so clean, no less. I'm blessed, oh yes. You can look me regress. From the gods, them, all over the world, they know, yes. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, them was so clean, no less. Perfect, I'm blessed. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, them. Pretty black man, God send them say. Yo, me I look you from when them say. Calling on me or your friend them say. After tonight, woman, what you gonna tell them say? Damn, I'm gonna pass it. Sweating your vagina, yes, I'm gonna pass it. Okay, woman, you're so beautiful, good looking. Damn, take a look again, Kalonji, you're looking. Damn, I tell you, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the girls, I'm so clean, no less. Bless, oh yes. Speaking of me regress. From the all of the girls, them, all of the people, them, oh yes, yes.
Look, we only live for the good times. Lately been feeling like JJ. Might catch a flight out to Canada. Go pop me some bottles with JJ. I do not wait for a payday. What you make in a year took me 8 days. They hating on me cause they ain't great. And I say the shit that they can't say. But don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. I don't wanna do it to you. Don't let me do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Do it to you. You know how I do it. Do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. Don't wanna do it to you. Don't make me do it to you. I don't wanna do it. Don't make me style on you. Don't make me go wild on you. Don't make me go turn out my hundreds to singles and make money pile on you. Don't make me go pull out my latest whip. You pull up to the club in your lady whip. I hop out fresh to death in some crazy kicks with a bunch of gold chains like it's 86. I got some haters pissed. Money sealed up in the envelope. I'm up late watching different strokes. Place I like to be is in the throat. I'm so cold I need a winter coat. She don't gotta sing to hit a note. I put the key in the ignition though. Before the club, we hit municipal. She's taking orders like the principal. Got a main and a side piece. Both of them be a dime piece. I'm the last of a dime breed. They treated Rika like the Lion King. We stuck together like we Siamese. We s***ing dope it till we Chinese. Keep it on the low just like my eyes be. Niggas hating on me, don't surprise me. I just counted up 100 grand with another 100. You don't understand. I don't bop and do the money dance. For the rubber bands, I'm going Cunningham. They be all the way, I'm going all the way. I'm balling on them like I'm Hardaway. All the money I made all the day, I throw it all away. But don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. I don't wanna do it to you. Don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it to you. You know how I do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. Don't wanna do it to you. Don't make me do it to you. Don't wanna do it. Yeah, I'm who you idolize. Now they apologize. Everything I do extra big, just like my condom size. I'm trying to get qualified. I might leave you traumatized. On my mind, it's still dollar signs. Got a dog of koala size. Rock a P like my hometown is Pittsburgh. Tall yellow bone, call her Big Bird. When she talk, always using them big words. Honestly, all I want is my dick served. This between us, still a man business. All that I need is about a minute. I will be gone by the time we finish. Every suit in my closet, I got in linen. Last year, I waited the whole summer. Your niggas not putting up no numbers. Your niggas not getting no phone numbers. She feeling me over, you know, wonder. I just be thumbing through old hunters. They be like, let me hold something. I just be going like the road runner. Run up and you get the Stone Cold Stunner. They tell me go hard shit and told me that. I waited enough, there's no holding back. The main event, you just an open act. I'm a can of worms, dare you to open that. Taking 2 different shots, just Patron and Yak. Just like an old jersey, I throw it back. She hit my phone, said, I want to tap. I tattoo my name on her lower back. But don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. I don't want to do it to you. Don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. You know how I do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it to you. You know how I do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it to you. You know how I do it. Don't make me do it to you. Don't wanna do it to you. Don't make me do it to you. Don't wanna do it.
Hot box. So much cash I can't spend it all. Might as well go buy the bar. Bottles over here, bottles over there, leaving bottles everywhere. When I come through, I'm like, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, nigga, hold that for me, hold that for me. I'm up in the club with too much money.
Now normally I don't do this, baller, but I ain't the type to have to prove it. Now let me tell you what the rule is. Move to work, get the money, keep it moving. Hit the club just about the bar. So many bottles that they ran out of sparkles. Model bitches and they looking like Barbies. I see them hating, man, them niggas is starving. About to take one to the dome, I'ma burn it up. Black car with a tab, gon' run it up. You niggas ain't really on, you can't turn it up. I'm a $500,000, you $100 bucks. No wonder why the ladies say they loving a nigga. I'm in the latest Mercedes, they say the Cooper's a killer. They say I'm dodging the feds because I'm labeled a dealer. Scoop them out of the VI, take them straight to the villa. Woo. Money talk, get low, cause I say so. Suckin' niggas better lay low. I'm something like a walking bankroll. ATM with the pesos, they know. No love for the po-pos. I'm still trying to get a boatload. Broke bitches, that's a no-no. They look at me like can't afford those. Keep it simple, I'm gonna keep it pimpin'. I'm gonna keep it poppin' like my peeps in Memphis. I'm gonna pull up in my Cadillac, I'm smoking Christmas. Take a pull and you can plainly see the difference. Me, a different cloth where I'm cut from. Where my clothes kinda big cause I keep some tucked in my waistline. Niggas won't take mine. I got
so much cash I can't spend it all. Might as well go buy the bar. Bottles over here, bottles over there, leaving bottles everywhere. When I come through, I'm like, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, nigga, hold that for me, hold that for me. I'm up in the club with too much money, so much ass I can't squeeze it all. Might as well trick a little for y'all. Models over here, models over there, freaky models everywhere. When I come through, they like, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me. So they hold that for me, hold that for me. I'm up in the club with too much money. Too much money throwing in the air, too much money in a jammy, yeah. Too much money
throw it in the air. Too much money in her dairy, yeah. Too much money, throw it in the air. Too much money in her dairy, yeah. Too much money, throw it in the air. Too much money in her dairy, yeah. Now normally I don't do this. No, I'm like, don't I always go stupid on my grind? I know you wonder what the truth is, but this time you can keep your fucking 2 cents. You and your niggas be throwing more. I got honey shooting out the money gun. Me and my niggas make thunderstorms. When it's raining, you see how it's really done. Catch me ballin' hard, I'm in the pain. Girl, your body bustin' out the frame. RNS and we don't fuck with lame. Her freaky side is showing cause we came. Now she poppin' pussy while I'm poppin' veins. I think she know it, now you not the man. I'm country kitchen with the pots and pans. Aviator nigga, bout the lane. Clear the runway for a real one. Get from the back, she wanna feel something. But I flip that script for the dick, she got to pay me. Old school, mackin' like I'm back in the 80s. Super fly, yeah, I'm golden with the gold digger. I bring the product with me, you already know, nigga. I'm done warm with the bitches on the show, nigga. Yeah, I got
so much cash I can't spend it all. Might as well go buy the bra. Bottles over here, bottles over there, leaving bottles everywhere. When I come through, I'm like, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, nigga, hold that for me, hold that for me. I'm up in the club with too much money, so much ass I can't squeeze it all. Might as well keep a little for y'all. Models over here, models over there, freaky models everywhere. When I come through, they like, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me, hold that for me. Hold that for me, hold that for me. I'm up in the club with too much money.
Take that from Caviar Dream.
Light the candles, turn the lights down, set the mood real nice. Baby, get in here. Give me a second while I prep it up. Oil down, get it right. I hear what you say, but I hope you can handle the way that I play. You talk a good game on the phone, on the text. Say it better than the rest. You say you the fucking best. I'm about to put you to the test. I'm mad about it, so make me say and when you think we're done, we gon' do it again. Yeah, don't you make me beg it until I can't feel my legs. I'm bad about it, so make me say and when you think we're done, we gon' do it again. Yeah, don't you make me beg it until I can't feel my legs. You got it, baby, right there, don't stop, get it, doing just what I like. This shit crazy, it's amazing, you're giving me life. I want your mind, your time, your body, got you at attention, I want you on me fighting. Now watch me twerk while I'm on it, I hope you can hold it, control it. You should've listened, I told you I'm bad about it, so make me say and when you think we're done, we gon' do it again. Yeah, don't you make me beg it until I can't feel my legs. I'm bad about it, so make me say and when you think we're done, we gon' do it again. Yeah, don't you make me beg it until I can't feel my legs. I don't want this night to end. No, round two, ready, set. I ain't even broke a sweat. No time for us. We ain't finished yet. No, I'm not to. You got me going up. You got me going on. You can have it. I'm no step right here, so get it into I can't feel my legs. I'm not about it, so make me say and when you think we're done, we gon' do it again. Yeah, don't you make me beg it until I can't feel my legs. I'm bad about it, so make me say and when you think we're done, we gon' do it again. Yeah, don't you make me beg it until I can't feel my legs.
Big Joe.
Sometimes I get the feeling that blessings come by the millions. I'm so high, there is no ceiling, and it's so wonderful day, and I feel good. Oh, I feel good, and I feel good, and I feel good. As I'm walking on a cloud, singing songs I love, what a day. As my bills begin to pile, I knock them down and smile. It's okay. It's okay. We'll pay it next week. And as I look in the mirror, I feel so peculiar than yesterday. And it felt so familiar. Now my troubles, they seem to flow away. And I feel good. Sometimes I get the feeling that blessings come by the millions. I'm so high, there is no ceiling, and it's so wonderful day. And I feel good. I feel good. And I feel good. And I feel good. Why can't I feel good always? What good is work with no pain? I follow my heart and obey. Don't let this dream I have fade away. And as I look in the mirror, giving up is for quitters, is what I say. I just believe I'm a winner, and my blessings indeed is on the way. And I feel good. Sometimes I get the feeling that blessings come by the millions. I'm so high, there is no ceiling, and it's so wonderful day. And I feel good. I feel good. And I feel good. And I feel good. You don't know I'm back with a new head. DJ turn up the speaker. DJ turn up the speaker. Girl them follow the leader. Girl them follow the leader. Baby bandits, oh baby bandit. Break your back like you're doing a workout. Oh bandit, baby bandit. Oh rock your body bandit. Let me see you doing the yoga. Oh bandit. Baby, yo, I want to put you in my video. Say your name on the radio. And I seen you around here before. Really wanna know now where you coming from, where you going now, and how you make your sundress glow now. And when you walk off, it's a showdown. Oh no, your hair looking nice like oh no. Are you causing traffic? Oh no. Swinging your waist like, oh no, no, no. You're looking like magic, oh no, no, no. Your hair looking nice like, oh no, no, no. Got you causing traffic, oh no, no, no. Swinging your waist like, oh no, no, no. You're looking like magic, baby, bend it. Whoa, baby, bend it. Break your back like you're doing a workout, oh, bend it. Ah, baby, bend it. Or rock your body, bend it. Let me see you doing the yoga. Now she doing the yoga. Now she doing the yoga. Shawty taking me over. Yeah, now she doing the yoga. Now she doing the yoga. Yeah, now she doing the yoga. Shawty taking me over. My girl, you no need to try. The fragrance smelling like July. I hope say I go catch your eye. If you give me chance, I go catch the wine. I don't mind that. Love it when you got your head tied back. Yoga pants, you know me like that. If you the boss of the girl, them follow you. Them follow you. Yeah. Oh no, no, no. Your hair looking nice like, oh no, no, no. But you causing traffic, oh no, no, no. Swinging your waist like, oh no, no, no. You looking like magic, oh no, no, no. Your hair looking nice like, oh no, no, no. But you causing traffic, oh no, no, no. Swinging your waist like, oh no, no, no. You looking like magic, baby. Oh, baby, bend it. Break your back like you're doing a workout. Oh, bend it. Ah, baby, bend it. Or rock your body, bend it. Let me see you doing the yoga. Oh, bend it. Now she doing the yoga. Now she doing the yoga. Now she doing the yoga. Shawty taking me over. Yeah, now she doing the yoga. Now she doing the yoga. Yeah, now she doing the yoga. Shawty taking me over. Yo, mama, rotate, rotate, oh, rotate, rotate, oh, rotate, rotate, oh, gyrate, gyrate, oh, gyrate. Gyrate, oh, gyrate, gyrate, oh, gyrate, gyrate, oh, yeah. Oh, Betty Boys.
Thoughts roll through my head. I remember what you said. You always told me you would never leave. Oh, I thought that you and I had a love that'll never die. I guess that it just wasn't meant to be. This ain't the usual. This don't come every day. I just want you to know, after I'm gone away, jokes on you, jokes on you. We both know all the things that we've been through. So in the end, jokes on you. Never did I feel these emotions don't seem real. How could you go and not even think twice? Bye bye. I think I've turned the page. It's your loss anyway. You'll come back on your hands and knees one day. This ain't the usual. This don't come every day. I just want you to know, after I'm gone away, jokes on you, jokes on you. We both know all the things that we've been through. So in the end, jokes on you. I thought you would be the one, but girl, now I know that we're over and done. We both
still come every day. I just want you to know after I'm gone away. Jokes on you. People know all the things that we've been through. So in the end, jokes on you. Jokes on you, baby.
This is a warning. For the next 3 hours, you will be kissed by your favorite weekend takeover host, the educator, comedian Cornelius George, the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano, the soulful songstress Truth Hurts. The suspects are funny and dangerous. And your host, the undeniable, incredible, Gore, DJ Hershey. It's time for the Kiss Radio Show live on the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com.
It's time.
Gore, DJ Hershey, and ringleader. Break 'em off.
Y'all ain't ready.
That's right. We are back. This is the Kiss Radio Show. What's going on, y'all? We are back from commercial.
We back.
Full of joy and Vassisms.
Oh boy.
Perfect. The joke was on us today.
I guess. So welcome back. This is the Kiss Radio Show. I'm your boy, Core DJ Hershey.
I am the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano.
And this is your girl, Truth Hurts.
And your boy, Cornelius George.
And this is the all-new HotNoiseRadio.com. Hey, guess what?
What up?
It's all of our favorite segment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right.
You want to kick it off, Vass?
It is now time for that amazing segment. This segment that's full of all things you want to hear and things you didn't know that you needed to hear. It's time for
Ain't That the Damn Truth?
I don't think y'all did it real. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Ain't That. And as you guys know, this segment is about that perfect entertainment grind, that perfect marriage between indie and grind life that makes you just as special and spectacular as the major funded players in the entertainment, specifically music biz. So with no further delay, my pick of the week that qualifies as the Ain't That the Damn Truth Indie Artist of the Week. Well, let me clear my throat.
Let me.
Uh-oh.
It's important that we define ourselves before the world does. So that being said, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Truth. Yes, that indie artist of the week is myself, Truth. Last week, y'all know I had to start with the Purple King because he is the one who truly defines the indie grind. And then, of course, I had to touch myself before I move on to other artists. So this week we'll be discussing me. I've sent some songs to Hershey of mine, some new songs, and all of them are my indie project, my new indie project. So we'll be discussing me. And with that being said, for real though, it's all about defining what Wikipedia says, but making it the truth. Wikipedia actually defines me in some wrong light. So I thought I would correct Wikipedia. If any of you have read it, you know that it basically says I'm a one-hit wonder. What do y'all think?
Not negative. Very
negative. As a matter of fact, I actually wanted to clear up, what I've been doing. And I've been doing a lot of things besides music. And most importantly, I've been on my international grind overseas, in Austria, in Germany, in Dubai, amongst other places, and touring, movies, and all kinds of just wonderful, extraordinary, independent artist things. So basically, that's what I've been up to. And I wanted to clear the air for a lot of people because a lot of people don't know what really happened with Truthfully Speaking and with Dr. Dre and with all of the things that happened with my first deal on Interscope, Aftermath. And really, a lot of people don't know that I decided to leave the label, which we touched upon last week a little bit.
She drops the label.
I dropped the label. The label did not drop me. And a lot of people think that the lawsuit was about us paying $500 million. So I had to go and run and hide. And actually, that's not the case. We paid no money. And the decision I made was after the lawsuit was done. I still decided to move on because at that point I was more realizing what being an independent artist was about. I was already taking meetings with Raphael Sadiq, who at the time, a lot of people don't know, was in talks with signing to Dr. Dre, and he decided not to. So we both decided to do something together versus, stay up under the machine. And that's what led to my second album, which was with Raphael Sadiq under Pookie Entertainment and Navarre, and totally an independent album, which a lot of people, especially as I told y'all last week, Prince, loved more than the first album. I know you didn't agree, Hershey, but a lot of people liked the second album more because it was more live and it was more effective as, for me, vocally and musically. So, yeah. So, that's what it is. And, at this point, I'm more happy than ever that I did that and made that decision because I actually want to be the voice for a lot of up-and-coming artists who need to understand the importance of keeping your independence, or as I call, keeping your artistic virginity and not prostituting yourself into this industry and becoming whatever they decide you should become, because there's no means to an end with that. There's no happiness for that. There's no fulfillment in that. You basically just end up putting yourself out there like slavery, and you get nothing. You could ask TLC, you could ask Gaga, and an endless list of people. Actually, Marsha Ambrosius just became independent.
Oh, really?
She was also under the same machine I was under. Absolutely. She was under Aftermath Entertainment and Interscope. A lot of people are making that decision. And, for me, like I said, it was the best decision I ever made, having my independence. And when I write records now, that money comes back to me. I don't get any money off of the first album.
Boom. Wow, really?
Really.
That's
the importance. Like, we don't have a lot of time to discuss the importance of being independent and owning your own rights, owning your masters and all of that. But yeah, it's all contingent upon, what you own and if it can come back to you, if you wrote it, what you have to split with the major companies, the major labels, the major publishing companies. It's really all about what you own. That's what it comes down to. And I'm sure you've heard all of the stories from the TLCs, from this one, that one, how they end up broke. They don't have like 2 pennies to rub together. And you do all of that work over the years and you make so many things happen for the label.
And for many other people too. And you get nothing back. So, for me, this segment for myself was about me defining myself for people and people understanding where I've really been. And because I haven't done that. I haven't done any interviews. I haven't done any shows in the States on purpose. Because I really was trying to rediscover what it was that I wanted out of music and out of, entertainment in general. And now I found that. So a lot of great things to come. A lot of great things.
Hot Noise interview.
Man.
Truth Hurts.
Exclusive.
And the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano. Sit down on the couch and have some girl talk.
We're gonna have
talk about the business of independent artistry,
yeah.
About what Truth Hurts really, really means to those of you who don't know and have been sleeping, the artistry that the woman is. We're going to talk about this.
We're going to delve a little deeper into what it means to be indie and why a lot of these up-and-coming artists should be indie. We're going to talk about that.
Nice. Now, while the girls are having their girls' night out, we going out.
Yes.
We.
Two DJs and a comedian. That's a show.
Man. That's a show in itself.
Two DJs and a comedian.
We're going to start our
That's
own
a skit.
tour.
What?
That's a skit.
Two DJs and a comedian.
Please don't. Please don't. But yeah.
Big up Truth Hurts.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, we do feel honored because you having your presence here with Kiss Radio Show.
Absolutely.
You've been part of the family from day one. And it's just amazing because it's like when we talk, it's just like, family right here. We talk.
Absolutely.
And it's
absolutely. You're so silly.
Wonderful. I'm just saying.
I mean, well, actually, Hershey, I have to let people know, define more about what I've been doing, with the movie projects and the music projects that are coming soon. I mean, one of the things I did recently, movies I did recently, was with Antonio Banderas. It's called Security. It's right now on Netflix.
Oh, guess what I'm doing when I get home?
When I get home, I'm gonna have to put Roxanne and Shantae aside because I got business to take care of when I get home.
You got two. You got 2 for 1 tonight.
Two
on
for
Netflix.
one.
2 for 1. I'm not talking about Hershey. I'm talking about just 2 for 1.
You got another one?
You got business to take care of. No, actually not on Netflix. I have another one. It's called Day of the Dead Bloodline, but that is not on Netflix. You'll have to Google and find that one. It was in the movies, and now you can find it on Solar. I should be saying this.
We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it.
We're gonna find it. You can Google it and find it if you have any of those like illegal platforms to watch movies.
We ain't got no illegal platform.
Who does that?
I don't know. I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't be doing it. It's terrible.
I don't do that.
I don't do that.
Yes, y'all do.
I'm
Tell the truth.
I'm an educator. I'm upstanding.
I'm going to Blockbuster right down the street.
Blockbuster.
That's done.
Redbox.
No, his name is Blockbuster.
Oh, okay. Blockbuster.
His name is Blockbuster.
I'm just saying.
Also, there's another movie coming out, 211, with Nicolas Cage and Michael Rainey Jr.
Look at him.
I play the mother of Michael Rainey Jr. That one's coming as well. And another movie, A Day Like a Week, with Stephen Bauer, Armand Asante, and Tom Sizemore.
All right.
She out here grinding, y'all.
And I'm doing a new project. It's going to be called Break Beats and Soul. The mixture of break beats and soul, the old school to the new school. And I'm doing a new movement called Sirens Soul that's coming soon. So it's a lot of projects coming, a lot of stuff that's right on the verge. Y'all will be seeing it very soon. You wish you could sing?
I wish I could
sing. You don't have to sing. Your voice is amazing. Like, you have the ultimate radio voice.
Sounds like somebody needs the whole soul, Sirens of Soul.
Yeah, she does.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring you into the evening, into this venue, into this place where the Sirens of Soul will be touching you deep within your heart to bring about everything that is going on inside of you as a being and let you release every bit of your soul right
That was
here.
a fascism.
Leave it behind.
I know I had one.
The Sirens of Soul.
What? I'm sorry, my bad.
That was a fascism.
That was a fascism.
That was a complete fascism.
Was it good for you?
Hell yeah.
I can't do y'all too. Like, I wish I would just have stayed in the dark.
No, see, now the difference is
He's over the top.
No,
I was just being open.
If y'all didn't know the information, I would have said the same thing, but it would have never clicked.
Right. We would have never known. Sometimes you just don't need to know.
No, you have to know, because I don't like those. Hey, did you see that?
Look, I'm a boy.
I was wondering.
Nobody wondered.
As a girl.
And the truth shall set you free.
Absolutely.
And ain't that the
Amen.
damn truth?
That's the truth.
Did you see? It's like
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Ain't that the damn?
Hershey, you have some new music for me, correct?
I do have some.
Ooh, exclusive.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
Don't tell me you got everybody else's music but Truth's music.
This is our all new HotNoiseRadio.com exclusive. We've got the brand new Truth Hurts coming to you live right here. You're only gonna hear it right here on Hot Noise Radio.
She built that thing up.
She built that thing
It's coming.
up.
It's coming. Are you ready?
No happy ending to come. That would not be good for no happy ending.
DJ Hershey is getting it all together.
Threw me off.
And right here, right now, you guys are going to get the new, the hot on.
I'm going to need you to edit
the.
I'm so thrown off right now.
I'm going to need you to pull it together, son.
He's still having a vasism. Y'all have to excuse him.
I'm telling you just can't get rid of these things. They stick with you.
Poor Cornelius. Cornelius is over it.
I can't with y'all.
Oh my, yeah, you can.
Y'all promise this music is coming.
Look at this. Would you look at this? This is my Kevin Hart voice. It won't open.
Oh, you in trouble?
I blame Vasir. It's that damn Vasir.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
No dead air on the noise. No dead air. No dead air.
Y'all got
no dead air on the noise.
So we're having technical difficulties at the moment. But I want you all to prepare yourselves for this songstress right here. For those of you who don't know, this is Truth. Truth Hurts. She is an R&B diva, a songstress, a soulstress. She's been traveling internationally. She's been doing television film. She's been doing her thing. And a lot of people don't know, they've been sleeping for a long time, but she is the embodiment of independent artistry. And that's one of the reasons why we have this platform, is to expose independent artists, expose their music, let people hear what's going on with their projects. And you can do that. If you're an independent artist, you can submit your work to what's the
Kiss Radio Show
at gmail.com. Kiss Radio Show at gmail.com for independent artists. Have your stuff together. Have your followers following. Have a real EPK.
Absolutely.
Get your work done.
Have your grind
Have it
ready
mastered.
to go.
Have it clean music and mastered. We're not here to remaster any of your music. We're not mixing anything for you. It needs to be radio ready.
Your indie grind needs to be on point.
It needs to be on point. If you want to be here on the all new Hot Noise Radio, we need hot noise.
That's
we need you to have your stuff together. But there's an opportunity. You got to take advantage of it while you can. Everybody does not get the opportunity to have an outlet.
So you know what? This is what we're going to do, because these technical difficulty right now is working my last technical nerve. So we're going to go into another situation.
You wasn't ready. You know, my mama used to tell me.
No, don't
You
tell
don't
me.
have to get ready if you stay ready.
I was ready, but
You were supposed to be ready.
I blame our phone
Truth
at
hurts.
this point.
Truth hurts.
I don't get it.
And it does. He said he blamed iPhone.
I blame
We said we
iPhone
blame
today.
him.
Him just.
Him.
I'm just saying. So in the meantime, while I get this together,
yes,
we're gonna play some indie music, and then we're gonna get Truth Hurts herself.
Well, before you do that, why don't we go ahead and let Cornelius hit us with the higher ground?
Man, let's do that. That'll be wonderful. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Higher ground.
All right, high ground. This week has been a very challenging week for educators and for people. The high ground segment this week is, there's a shirt I'm wearing, and it's called Teach Sign Metu. Sign Metu is Latin for without fear. It's something my grandmother taught me as a kid. And so I want everybody out there to start doing that. Start living your life without fear. Start doing those dreams you have, those things you want to try. Start doing it. We are losing our youth because they are afraid to take risks and take chances doing the things they want to follow. I had the experience of doing it myself. I wanted to be a comedian and a teacher since I was 13. And I didn't start doing comedy till about 5-6 years ago, because I let fear prevent me from doing the things I wanted to do. And so I teach my own kids now that no matter how crazy you think your dream is, you can achieve it. You just have to put the work in. We had the pleasure of doing a video called Weapons in School PSA. And it's the most powerful video that I've ever had the pleasure of doing. And we did that video because the students came to us and said, we need to do something because there's so many weapons in schools, and it's not from mass shootings. You know, it's somebody bringing a gun to school, being bullied in some situation. And they found about us, and we worked with these young ladies for 2 hours to put this video together. And just because of the fact that they were willing to step outside of themselves and live life without fear, we were able to produce this great video. This is one of the best high schools in Clayton, and they don't have a drama department. So these two just went outside themselves to do that. And I wish more kids would do just that, would just come outside themselves. I wish more adults would live life without fear. Everybody wants to be a rapper or some type of artist, and they don't never put their tape out. They don't put their work in or put their grind in. We have got to move forward. As a people, as a society, we have got to do that. There's too many people with dreams that are standing on the sideline wanting somebody to do it for them, because you're not willing to sign me to live with a life without fear. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. I think there's a big thing. And my son is one prime example. I have paid over $6,000 for him to be an engineer in summer camp programs. He told me about a couple weeks ago, Dad, I think I want to do film. I was like, you could have told me that last year if I spent all this damn money on you doing this stuff. But the fact that he is willing to always try something new, I love that. He's learning to live that motto of sign me to. I'm glad my grandmother taught me that. I thought she got it from the Bible. She didn't. She got it from the Jameson whiskey bottle.
What?
Yeah. It's part of their motto on the whiskey bottle. But it's still such a powerful message, man. You think, oh, yeah, look it up. Jameson whiskey bottle. Sign me too.
There is always something with Cornelius.
But we do have
that's a word. That's deep.
But we have shirts. We have shirts that say "Learn, sign me to." Play, sign me to. Live, sign me to. If you're a leader, we have shirts that says "Lead, sign me to." You need to do that in every phase of your life. Learn to lead. How can you be a boss, a leader, if you lead without fear? You can't be one if you're leading with fear. You need to be able to take risks and admit when you're wrong and say, okay, it's okay. Because most time when we take a risk and we fail, that's when we learn from it. And most people are scared to fail. That's why they won't master their music. That's why they won't do it. They'll get their mother to say, you're great, baby. But they won't put it out there.
Right.
And the key part of success is failure.
Yeah.
You can't have success without failure.
That's true. You have to fail.
That's true. That's very true.
The only time you'll see the word success in front of work is in the dictionary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You had to go get deep on everybody.
Period.
But that's amazing. I think that, and to your point about pursuing, not letting fear stop you from the pursuit of your dreams, whatever it is that you want to do. And people also, I mean, I think two of the biggest things I think that affect people are their environment. If they don't have anyone in their environment to keep them encouraged or to at least show them a direction, but then also people do it to themselves because of their age. And I personally have a saying that a dream can only expire if you allow it to. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. If you have something and you know in your heart's desire, that's your calling, that's your passion, you can't let anyone stomp on that. And that's something that I addressed in our staff meeting. It's like everybody here in this building has a passion. They're here for a purpose. But if they don't have passion, neither a purpose, then they can't be a part of anybody's plan. Got to be able to carry the vision. And so you got to have your own personal vision. You got to have your own personal vision in business and your personal relationships and your family relationships. Even a household has to have a vision.
Yeah. And you have to be willing to step beyond that and to take those calculated risks. Everybody talks about the jump, but sometimes you got to get before the jump. Is that because we all have fear. We all have things we're afraid of. What if I try this? What if I don't succeed? What will people say? But you got to get beyond that.
And then the calculated risk. Sometimes risks aren't even calculated. That leap of faith, there's very little calculation in a leap of faith. You just jump.
Well, I mean, but you got to know what you're jumping for.
Yes and no. I mean,
let's say if my nephew wants to be a rapper, but he has no talent in that area.
Agreed.
He's jumping in the area that he has no talent.
Agreed.
But I'm talking about those, because everybody, like I said, everybody has something they want to be. Absolutely. And they really search down, like say, your purpose, your passion. What is that? And then that's what really scares you. That's the thing that you won't try. Like, I want to do this, but I'm scared of this right here because I don't think I can make it, because I don't want to fail, because I don't want to feel like a failure. And most of them in our community, you have a lot of young people who feel that. They want to go into the areas because of the limelight. Like say, oh, I want to sign with this label so I can get this money. But what is that you really want to do? You know, that engineer, that doctor, that lawyer, that anything you really want. What is that thing?
It doesn't have to be popular. All you have to do is want to do it and feel the passion for it. And you
won't stand up. Even that dealing with a bully situation. Somebody, when do I speak up? You know, not me being bullied, but I see you getting bullied. That fear. How do I get beyond that fear and say, okay, I need to stand up for this. I need to stand up for myself. I need to stand up for somebody else. When do we do that? We need more of that in our community. We had Dr. King. We need new people to stand up and say, it's time for us to stand up and move our place forward. When are we going to stand up and not let fear prevent us from giving back to the HBCUs?
Yeah.
Why do we abandon them? When are we going to do those things? When are we really going to try to learn more about the continent of Africa? When are we going to let fear stop? You know, people putting the perception out of people, and we just going with it.
Now, how do you really feel about the HBCUs and their longevity at this point? Because I have a different.
I think they have a valuable place in our community, in our society, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are. Because before they were created, we were not allowed to go to schools, to the major schools. if you look at University of Georgia here, the first African American attended Georgia in 1965. My grandfather was a principal out of a school in Rockmart, Georgia. He was fired in 1963 because of integration. They came and told him, you can't be principal over little white kids.
Wow.
So if we don't give back, all these other schools, institutions, people give back grants. They give back donations. They give back, when they pass on, they get scholarships. If we don't do that for our own community, how can we say we're pro-Black if we don't give back to our own? All these athletes going to major white schools so they can go pro. But if we put that money in our own communities, we did it before. If you look at the Black Wall Street, we have to learn to invest in the same bright teachers are there. The same education that's going put out can come from our community. We got to do more of it. We got to stop saying, oh, wait, they don't have funds. Well, do you give them $20 a month to the school? Do you start a scholarship? Because everybody's family had somebody in their life graduate from HBCU.
Right. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
My daughter personally goes to an HBCU, and I'm thinking everyone besides Howard is not what they used to be. The format is totally different, so the experience is totally different. Like, there are literally days my daughter shows up, and she shows up to class every day, even if she's sick. The professors are not even there. They don't show up.
Wow.
It's gotten to the point where the experience is gone.
Yeah.
So what do you do about it at this point?
We need to restructure. We need to really figure out a lot of it is funding. I know it's a fund. We have to find a way to fix that part of it. We can't let that part of our community down. Yeah. We can't. Because I'm in public education and we don't teach history. We teach history.
Yeah.
So if we let HBCUs go, where will our history go?
That's a good point.
We're letting our history go. We can't let our history die.
Right. A lot of them are not even teaching that anymore, though. That's what I'm saying.
Well, because the curriculum don't allow you to teach it, but HBCU, they
allow it. Yeah.
They give you that. I'm telling my kids, they don't have to go to HBCU undergrad, but if they want an advanced degree, one of their degrees got to come from HBCU. One of them have to come from HBCU. Because if it wasn't for your grandparents, my grandmother was the first female graduate of Fort Valley.
Yeah.
So I owe my family that legacy because I wouldn't be in education if it wasn't for them. My grandfather graduated from Alabama State in 1939. I owe them that. And we owe our community that.
But the point in what you just said is that you recognize that you owe them that. So it starts at home for you and continues on through your lineage. And it sounds like that even from maybe not the financial perspective, but even what's being shown or taught at home is effective because we have people who aren't supporting because they don't have knowledge. They don't have the understanding of why it's so important. Because to your point, we're not taught that history in school. Somebody has to be teaching people at the home level so that as they grow older or demonstrating that at the home level. So as they grow older, they have that already instilled in them. They understand why it's important to support.
We talk about Gandhi a whole lot. But when you read about Gandhi, he rejected the European system. He did not want to assimilate with them. We can't. And so that's the whole issue with the integration. I'm fine with it. I think, it's a wonderful thing. But we got to the point where we rejected our own culture to trying to assimilate to the European culture. Right. And we don't know ours. It's a great thing, but it's a sad thing that the first time a lot of African Americans here in the United States know anything about Africa is through Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking
It's a sad thing that you have people in their 30s, 40s, and up. The only thing they know about Africa is what they saw in this movie.
Wow.
But most people don't even have a passport in the U.S.
But most people, you have so many people that hadn't left the state of Georgia.
I know that.
They don't know how
the state of wherever they.
Yeah, wherever they are, they have not left their home state. But we have some serious work to do, and it takes like me and my best friend were talking the other night about supporting Black businesses. Well, most people's misconception in most Black businesses are either a barbershop, wing place, or a beauty salon in there. I said, no, there's a lot of Black-owned businesses, manufacturing, production. other things we can go into is start doing your research. Like there's 2 Black-owned beer companies that I buy from. So we got to start doing our research and start expanding our mind to doing it. That's a high ground.
Big ups.
That's higher ground.
That's right.
He raises it higher and higher. I'm just saying.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cornelius. Higher ground on the Kiss Radio Show here at hotnoiseradio.com. We're going to go on a commercial and we're going to go play some music. And you know what? We're going to top it off with the one and only exclusive.
Yeah.
Of Truth Hurts.
Sheesh.
I'm your boy. I'm the boy, Core DJ Hershey.
I am the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano.
I think I'm the replaceable Truth Hurts.
No way. Nah.
Okay, my music is replaced.
No, not at all.
Music is in place.
JK.
And we'll be back.
Another thing, when you talk about a revolution, most people think violence without realizing that the real content of any kind of revolutionary thrust lies in the principles and the goal that you're striving for, not in the way you reach.
Television ain't focusing my precision. My purpose been plain before Stevie had inner visions. Innocence is a privilege and not a characteristic of human beings who only begun to start living. I pray you open your eyes, fool. They stay swole from getting hit with that 1-2, sorta like these rhymes do. I'm doing better than better. I do great. I just hate when niggas confuse criticism with hate. Now these bars ain't for fun. I'm eating rappers in my sleep and use their bones for toothpicks to get they meat up my teeth. I wrote better 16s at 16 than half of these black artists could think or ever dream. The sharp tongue of a Malcolm when Martin Luther's dream. The White House, the new big house in 2017. Clowns belong in the circus, not in the oval seat. But some of y'all still wearing black paint with rosy cheeks. Yeah, the truth's starting to sting a little. Man, you probably hoping that I just sing a little. They asking the TFP, just calm it down a little. But you wouldn't ask the Riddler why he speaking riddles. Industry full of traps, easier to get ahead of what's in between your legs. Looking like a sausage with eggs. Guess I'm too proud to beg. I'm coming through chopping heads, arms, hands, feet, and legs. No, I ain't playing with you. My words coming out sounding like new scripture. New scripture's by the talking head now, but who gon' listen? Or will you wait and just watch on your television? Television, such a prison.
Perception has the power of camouflage and the proof. The only thing that scares us nowadays is the truth. Sometimes I feel like the only safe place is the booth. But then how many dudes gotta die till I get through? Your body can't move unless your mind says so. But I thought it's just a thought until the body says go. Everybody picking sides, the entree getting cold. I swear to God I want it all, but that includes keeping my soul.
No. Can't fight it. Can't hide that. So don't try that. I'm not violent until you dock up on my island. No. Can't hide that. Can't fight it. So don't try that. I'm not violent until somebody hit the siren.
Mastercraft on the beat.
Yeah, with the bomb baby. Mastercraft on it, flavor.
Finally, oh, it's about to go down.
You know the money no be problem.
Finally, oh, it's about to go down. Where my baby, oh, it's about to go down. Oh, my sexy lady, it's about to go down. For your juice, okay. Walubenu, maya. For your juice, okay. Walubenu, maya. For your juice, okay. Walubenu, maya. For your juice, okay. Walubenu,
I used to mesmerize. Say me that my baby mama go make it to the end. And I thought I was in love until I met my wife. It be like she do me voodoo. She tell me to bulu. Go be a me, yeah, beg you my sister 5. Made the office busy, checking the Twitter and the Facebook. Looking for new pics to like. I no go lie. About the body, ni big you mukasa with this side. She be princess. There she goes. You know my baby got swag. That's a nigga tell them my pictures rose. Miss Universe, a grand fan of home, I take back. Chemenya wope. check your prices. Cabin, I will be quick on a quadrille licenses. Come up and say me jaw until almost say a real one. Home on me base and the hepatitis.
Finally, oh, it's about to go. Finally, oh, it's about to go down. When my baby, oh, it's about to go down. Oh, my sexy lady, it's about to go down. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, maya, 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 maya. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, maya, maya. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, maya, maya. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, let's go, DJ. Who be the baby where they dance for floor, where they fire, fire. Fire, fire, she a one of a kind, she dey bust my brain, she a bada, 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 now my name, she dey holla, 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 holla. We are shorty down to the early morning with the higher, higher. And I saw the thing go, on my ringo, I saw the thing go. I like the way you did, put it on me, on my ringo. I saw the thing go, I like the way you did, put it on me, yeah. But you know the beat so, yeah. The early morning, but you know the beat so. Finally, oh, it's about to go down. Finally, oh, it's about to go down. Where my baby, oh, it's about to go down. Oh, my sexy lady, it's about to go down. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, maya, 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 maya. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, maya, maya. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, maya, maya. Oh, yeah, just so okay. Walubenu, let's go, DJ. And I saw the thing go.
You know, the money no be problem.
And I saw the thing go.
Swaps.
Ain't no love on this earth. Pimp the game for what it's worth. Cause I got to do my dirt. Match for the cash till it hurt. See for you, I play the fool. Pass up for the shit fucking with you. Nigga, you ain't knowing about the truth. So I'ma have to turn you loose. Had me coming up off my dough. Whipped on that dick and that's for show. But mama ain't tricking no more. Since you can't control your hoes, that's right. I'm all about that paper chase. Life's too short, no time to waste. Got that grind really on my mind all damn time, cause I gotta get mine for sure. Gotta get that paper though. I'ma keep it pimping, yo. I won't ever trick it off. I'ma be paper chasing, yo. Gotta get that paper though. I'ma keep it pimping, yo. And won't ever trick it off. I'ma be paper chasing, y'all. When I'm swerving in my boat, gotta watch my back for the pole. Shaking niggas down for the dough. So I hustle on the low. Ain't no stopping what I do. I'm dedicated to my loot. Cause see, I lace my peoples too. I gotta keep it on the move. And once I caught my shit, you know I flip it hella quick. Always keep an extra clip. So you can call me super bitch, that's right. I'm only about that paper chase. Life's too short, no time to waste. Got that grind only on my mind all damn time, cause I gotta get mine for sure. Gotta get that paper though. I'ma keep it pimping, yo. It won't ever trick it off. I'ma be paper chasing, y'all. Gotta get that paper though. I'ma keep it pimping, yo. And won't ever trick it off. I'ma be paper chasing, y'all. Baby, it's the first time that I've seen your face since I found myself. Can you replace the mistake? I can at least say this much in my regret. I wanna give it to you like you gave it to me that day. I know since then you've been doing Pam. Maybe yours and she can measure up to the freak I am. So give me just this opportunity. I'm on my knees. Oh, sugar, you know what that means. Yeah. I love you better. See, I don't want nobody else. Didn't hurt nobody but myself, baby. Ooh, down for whatever. Yeah. I should have known who the hell to choose. And I know you had to be sick seeing me with him. Damn. Oh, baby, that was a lot just to show yourself. Jamie took this much to comprehend. You a superstar, not my fame. None of these fools a hero, you are free. Yes, by now you think I'm running game, and things will never be the same. Don't you close your heart to what I say. I'll even tolerate Pam, also Renee. Whatever, long as we're back together. Don't you understand that you're always gonna be my man, baby? You. I love you better. Yeah. Nobody else. I only hurt myself. Ooh, down for whatever. Yeah. I should've known who the hell to choose, and I know better, baby. I can't change the fact I need to change, but I would do it all again, make you smile. I can't, but I love you better. See, I don't want nobody else, didn't know nobody but myself, baby. Ooh, down for whatever. Yeah, I should have known it was you to choose, but I had to be a fool to recognize you. I love you better. Oh, baby. Down for whatever. Whatever, baby. I'm willing to do any. You know that I love you better. You know that I'm the truth, babe. She ain't gonna do what I'ma do. Down for whatever. That's right.
Oh yeah, Truth Hurts. Love You Better.
That's the second album.
That's the second.
My first independent album.
What?
Just made me want to sign.
And shout out to Battle Cat on the beats. That's Battle Cat all day. That beat, man. Signature. You beatboxing for a living now?
Heck yeah.
Oh, all right.
I got all kind of sound effects, Miss Pearly. So that being said, Truth Hurts. You know what? We've always thought you are an amazing artist.
Thank you.
And you still prove it. You still prove it. And even more now that we got an exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On the Hot Noise Radio.
Hot Noise.
On Kiss radio show.
All day, every day. Not every day. We're just on the weekend.
Just on the weekend.
So you know what, Truth?
Yeah.
Can you bring us in with your wonderful, amazing
You playing Cher?
Yes.
Cher actually was done in Atlanta,
What?
Georgia.
Uh-oh. A-Town down.
Yes, my boy Bari and my boy Chaz Mason, a wonderful independent talent that I'm actually going to do a spotlight on one of these weeks because he's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. They both produced the beat, and I wrote the song, and it's a newbie.
Ooh.
And we got it first.
You got it first.
Right here.
Right here.
All new.
All new.
Hot Noise Radio.
Kiss Radio Show.
Kiss Radio Show.
Oh,
You've been
shoot.
kissed.
Yeah.
That's part of a vasism.
Oh, these innuendos, I can't.
I'm telling you.
Came in my life and unlocked the door to my inhibitions. Just when I decided to take back my heart and I promised myself no one gets my love without my permission. Falling for you is the last thing on my mind. I had rumble. I became that chick who didn't care. You came to sky. That sweet girl who used to be You came in my life to prove love exists only by example. Took my desire to hide your eyes and I'm ready to give you the good a real woman should, more than you can handle. And baby, this time I wanna do it for life. Took my heart to places, brought on things I never knew were there. That girl, she's no longer. There is nothing left but don't stop, but I've been thinking of you on it. Don't stop, I can't get enough of you, babe. Don't stop, and I really love to love it. Don't stop. You know I'm falling for you. I'll show you for you down here.
Oh my gosh.
That was hot.
I'm loving that.
I just told the truth. I'm riding down the street. I got the top down. It's summer.
She gave
On my
me
way
the
to the
whole
spot.
street.
You tripping right now. Oh my god. Exclusive.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's a club banger right there.
That is.
Yay.
So
I'm
sexy.
glad y'all liked it. Thank you.
Oh
So sexy.
my god. I'm rocking this yesterday.
Okay. Well, you have it now.
Everybody gonna have
Poor
it.
DJ.
It's at the house.
It's gonna go further.
Oh, she said it's at the house. That's it. I'm leaving. I can't DJ. You said she said it was gonna be.
Can you just send me a copy? I
But
don't want
you
to be
said
Did she
that
say
you
it was gonna
have
be
it now.
at the house?
This is at the
No,
house.
I didn't say it was for one of you.
Send me my
I
copy.
did
before-
not say that.
Send it to me before
I
y'all do
was
y'all
saying,
session.
you
I don't want.
said he has it now. I was like, all right, it's at the house.
I don't want
She
that.
said,
tainted.
"Oh, we got that, baby. It's going down."
I want it before y'all session start. I do.
Right, because you don't
my
even want
copy
that
to be
thought process.
tainted. I don't need my copy tainted like.
But I mean, it means so much
You
more
say
when you know the
nothing
artist.
No more.
I do. It does. But send me my copy first before y'all.
Y'all might not want to do that. You might be seeing my face and then
No.
just keep that for a ride down the street in the car.
You know how to separate.
Separate that thing.
We good with that one.
No baptisms to my music.
Then what you making for?
You right.
Your
Okay.
breaks.
Just for somebody else.
That ain't fair.
I do make my music so people can get it on.
That's right.
Just saying.
It's sexy.
It is.
It's supposed to be.
It definitely inspired me.
Can you wait till we leave? And
I just look. I said it inspired me. They were asking me questions. I'm just saying.
He said it inspired.
All right.
He didn't say to do what.
I'm just saying.
Inspired.
I ain't nothing to say.
For the first time.
Yeah.
You said quite a lot.
So I'm just waiting. Did you shoot the video for this yet?
No. Like, you want what?
I want to be in a video.
You want to be in a video?
I want to be in a video. I'll be the DJ in the club.
He gonna play the DJ.
And then, Cornelius and Vass over there in the VIP. And Vass can walk in behind you. And y'all do y'all lady walk.
He's coordinating this at the.
I'm just saying.
Don't forget now. This is the one who wanted to do choreography off of.
I'm just saying, y'all know how the videos go.
This is
the ladies come in the club and they do the
lady.
They do the lady walk.
The lady
So
walk.
you want to do the man walk or?
No, I'm the DJ in the club.
What's the lady walk?
Cornelius can do the man walk.
Hell no.
Just don't do the gun walk.
The gun walk. 1972.
Right.
No, this is.
Watch it there now.
Right.
What's that guy? Well, you know what? Thank you, Truth. Oh my God. Definitely a banger. And you know what? Thank you, everybody that is on the air with us right now for tuning in yet again for another show for the Kiss Radio Show here on the HotNoiseRadio.com. I'm telling you, we bring exclusive and ain't that the damn truth?
That's the damn truth.
She keep bringing us heat.
She do.
On Hot Noise Radio.
Having too much to follow up, man.
I'm just saying.
Man, it's sexy.
Bangers, bangers after bangers. Bang, bang, bang.
And y'all thought we weren't gonna be able to follow Prince.
I never thought. I just said you started the bar very, very high. Yes. And right now you keeping it there. So
but that's why it should be.
Salute.
Keep raising the bar.
Salute. But you know what? That's our time. This is the Kiss Radio Show here on the HotNoiseRadio.com. I'm your boy, Core DJ Hershey.
I am the irreplaceable Vasir Serrano.
And this is your girl, Truth Hurts.
And your boy, Cornelius George.
And guess what? We're going to bang it out with another session of Share.
Yeah.
Bang, bang,
yeah.
Bang. And we see y'all next week. Peace out.
Yay.
Came in my life and unlocked the door to my inhibitions. Just when I decided to take back my heart and I promise myself no one gets my love without my permission. Falling for you is the last thing on my mind. I became that chick who didn't care. You came to sky. That sweet girl who used to be You came in my life to prove love exists only by example. Took my desire to hide your eyes and now I'm ready to give you the good a real woman should, more than you can handle. And maybe this time I wanna do it right. Took my heart to places, brought out things I'll never do again. That girl, she's no longer. There is nothing left.
stop. I can get enough of you, babe. Get a body, don't stop. And I really love to love it, babe. Get a body, don't stop. You got that friend for you. I'll show you, do anything for you. Now me, what's now? Share, you said that I can do it. I'll show you, do anything for you. Tell me, what's that I can do it. You said that I can do it. I'll show you, do anything for you. What's that I can do it. I'm really going to do it for you. What is it that I can do? 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 And unlock the door to my inhibitions. Just when I decide to take back my heart and I promise myself no one gets my love without my permission. Falling for you is the last thing on my mind. I became that chick who didn't care. That's me, girl, who used to be there. I'll show you, do it for you. Tell me, what's it that I can do? I'll show you, do it for you. Tell me, what's it that I can do? You came in my life to prove love exists only by example. Took my desire to hide tonight. I'm ready to give you that good a real woman should, more than you can